Welcome to The Last Stand of Lavidia. This is a patrons-only game, and here's the setup. In Jernaris, a country in the province of the same name, a fort on the frontier lands between a duchy known as Lavidia and a wildlands known as Anundia, has come under attack. Force that claims to be a host of Denisatvan individuals is now mustering and moving against Fort Ordeal, which sits high up on a rocky hilltop on the frontier land. The reason why them claiming to be Denisatvans is curious is because in Jernaran history, the Denisatvan people were a historical people from long, long ago who were basically kind of weeded out over time. Their culture kind of fell away and was incorporated into the Jernaran culture writ large. And they kind of just incorporated with Jernaris relatively early on in Jernaris, the Jernaris culture. The reason why this is kind of interesting in a historical sense is that the now figurehead leader, but technically leader of the Jernaris country, is a dynast king who claims dynasty between a marriage between a Denisatvan bride and a Jernaran king. And this unification of two cultures is kind of what caused the society of Jernaris to be so capable in creating an atmosphere of prosperity for everyone. Literally everyone. Like in other parts of Jernaris, there's literally no conflicts. There's no. It's a utopia compared to a lot of the other regions of this campaign setting, this world. But not here in the frontier, unfortunately. The conflict has basically lasted about a week, with events kind of unfolding as they have. The player characters are aware of these facts, and I don't think they're actually necessary to recite here. The main point is it is the break of dawn on the current day, so 1 week out from the first attack on Bloodrock Cliffs. That said, as everyone musters, the individuals who were awake during the evening, keeping watch, keeping vigil, were undoubtedly the elvish folk, or those with the capability of trancing, and a number of the soldiers, 3 of them, which I'm going to mark now so that they are clearly identified as being exhausted. They're the ones with the yellow pips.
Hello.
What?
What you guys up to?
Kevin, no. I'm so sorry. We're doing a game.
You're playing D&D. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going out of here.
If you want to watch it, it's on. I am streaming it.
All right.
Patreon voice.
Love Kevin.
Love Kevin.
Kevin's the best.
The best.
He's our dad.
Absolute dad energy. No, Kevin. Back to where I was.
Hey guys, no.
The forces, as you can tell, have tried to kind of maneuver about. The large segment of their host appears to be a group of about 50 or so warriors who are wearing white pelts as hooded cloaks. As they kind of move in the grasslands, the strange and kind of disturbing fact of this is that it seems like they kind of blur in with the grass. The cloaks don't change color or anything. It's just the nature of this kind of chill, wintry day, which is probably about 40, 50 degrees out. It just seems like they are very hard to spot from afar. So, that said, I do want to make sure a couple mechanical issues are kind of sorted out real quick. You can move through the line blocking kind of vision blocking areas, and some of those spaces, I'm going to go ahead and grab, we'll go as Gijo. If you were to move to this location, you can now see down into the courtyard, correct? And out into the distance off to the side, correct? So when you are
I
standing...
cannot move through these barriers.
Can you not?
Mm-mm.
Let me double check something here.
Yeah, I definitely could not move to the barriers when I was testing it earlier.
Try again.
I can now.
Okay, great.
Now I can.
So
I cannot.
those barrier spaces, aren't blocking you. They're just elevations. If you're standing up on a high point, you should be able to see out from it into different locations. If you're outside of it, you won't be able to see into it.
Okay, like for example, right now I'm on top of this house.
Yes.
I can't see out.
You can't see to the left
Everything
because the house is below the
darkened
wall.
around me.
Darkened around you. You should be able to see down. Do you not see down?
I mean, I can see down.
Yeah, the house
There's
doesn't
kind
go
of
all the way up to the wall. It's lower than the wall's top. So if you're standing on the house, you can see out. You cannot see up. So
If
it's
we're
Okay.
standing on the wall, should
Okay.
we be able to see everything?
no,
on either side.
incorrect.
Okay.
Because if you're not able to see onto the other walls because the crenellations are high enough that it's blocking your vision.
Gotcha. Okay.
And also you're not looking down over the other wall. You're looking at the wall.
Right. Okay.
New dynamic lighting feature. We're trying it out here.
Okay.
Lots of moving around. Looks like a bunch of lights just shifting and changing on the screen there.
Sorry.
No, absolutely fine. Perfectly fine. Get an idea of your space, understand your space. The main thing you'll note is that it looks like the largest bulk of the force of 200 that remain is on your eastern side, which would put them between you and the attempted possibility of getting to the other fort, which is to the east.
Oh.
And where's the entrance into the tunnels?
The tunnel entrance is here.
Cool. And does it lead out toward the east or the west?
The tunnel entrance leads you into a separate segment, and if you look at the map on the screen there, you can see it. If you'd like, I can move you into it.
That's the one you posted in Discord earlier, right?
Yep, with the tunnel locations, correct.
Okay.
So I guess the plan is that when it becomes time to abandon the fort, Grimbald's going to move to the signal fire, and everybody else is going to move for the exit.
Okay. So where would you like to position yourself? Again, it doesn't look like they're starting to move at you or anything. It does look like they are kind of camped, but slowly kind of rising and getting and mustering.
You said they dispersed through. They sort of dispersed themselves through like tall grass.
They moved around you through tall grass. They creeped in tall grass to the opposite side.
Okay. Let's. Grimbald's going to command the soldiers to start lighting arrows and firing them into the grass.
So they actually do not have longbow. They have crossbow. The grass in question is not a flammable sort.
Oh well.
Green
shit,
grass
it
does
died
not
I have
burn.
a question. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So the enemy is coming from here.
Most of the enemy is on that side, but there's actually enemy all around you.
There's enemy all around us. Okay.
Yep. Do you want to focus on any specific location to see if you can't see where the enemy is situated?
I mean, yeah, I guess
Okay. So basically, just
if I'm looking to the east, I want to see what I can see.
if you're looking to the east, you see about 50 men in white pelts kind of gathering together. Looks like they have simple armaments, martial weaponry. Looks like they are led by a guy who's not too dissimilar from them, but he is not wearing a pelt. Instead, his body is just covered with scars, and he seems to have two weapons, much more large than someone should be able to wield one-handed, and it seems that they are linked by chain, and the chain appears to be wrapped around his core. There are about 20 very old-style Aetan warriors. Out of character, Aetan is the old warrior tradition that kind of falls in line with what you would think of as like a Spartan in real-world mentality. Shield, spear, helm, armor, very much focused on phalanx fighting and strong human tactics. There appear to be about 24 just kind of rabble. They appear to be just fighting men, not anything in particularly fancy. And the other thing you notice about this side, which is important, there are 4 ogres. The ogres in question appear to have massive metal-shod wooden trunks that look like they are very much battering rams.
Do those battering rams look like they're too big to be effectively wielded by normal-sized people?
It looks like they have handles on the sides of them. One ogre can wield a single battering ram, and 4 medium creatures could wield it.
Okay, so I'd say Grimald would probably suggest that killing those ogres is like priority.
Okay, that's on the eastern side. Does anybody want to check any of the other sides?
Real quick, I have one more question about this.
Sorry, Jonah, what was that?
No, Damneva's on the northwestern, patrolling the west and to the southwest.
Okay.
So knowing what I know about this fort and these enemies, does Grimbold have an idea of like where they are most likely to focus their efforts on, like breaching this place?
If you had to venture a guess, if they're putting up battering rams, it's probably their intent to walk right up the stair path and meet the or the wooden doors and break them down.
Okay, so they don't seem to have any like ladders or anything.
No.
Okay. Cool.
Not on that side at all. No.
That's fine. So we're gonna put at least a decent concentration of people like here to cover this path up this way. And the gate, so that we can sort of concentrate our fire and try to whittle down as many of them as possible on the way up.
You're giving commands. You are capable of moving all of those soldier tokens and knight tokens. If you'd like to place them in your desired process, feel free to do so.
Okay, cool. If anybody has any ideas or need bodies, let me know.
Dom Neva, you said you were patrolling that northern side. Are you looking to the north or more to the west?
It's a little bit of both. Whatever I can see,
Pick
seems
one.
like soldiers. West, south, or northwest.
North or west?
Sorry, my bad. West. Okay. Sorry.
Make a perception roll.
Okay. I also have a question about the
Sure.
ale and wine. If we have any barrels, they are flammable, right?
Not really.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. You don't have grain alcohol. You have wine.
All right, got 9.
Okay. So to the west, you see what appear to be small groups of archers. Looks like 2 of them. 2 groups. 6 individuals each kind of move out to about a good, longbow distance, some 300 feet out. And they start putting their arrows kind of into the ground and stand in a 6-man line kind of side by side. It does look like most of the individuals here are women, from what you can tell. And being kind of cognizant of the history, Raphael would be able to understand why that's the case. It's known in Jernaris, at least in Jernaris, that women are sharper of eye and mind than the men of Jernaris and are much better archers and snipers. Seems like these are kind of, I'm not saying they're all women though. There are a couple of men in the group of the 12, but most of them are women.
That makes sense. It's fine.
Elizabeth, you're muted if you were talking, sorry.
I have a dog. Sorry.
No worries.
I don't suppose I could get vision for these guys?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. It would just make my life easier as far as like arranging them.
Yeah, I'd have to go in and change it though, so that would be annoying.
John, I'm looking towards the north.
Okay. Very clearly, you can see 500 feet out on the cliffs, there appear to be 7 Blusa riders. You can see them kind of maneuvering. You also notice at the base of the cliff, there's a campfire, a decent sized one. And it would appear that there are only 5 individuals around it. These individuals appear to be wearing flesh garments, and it looks like they all are also women. They appear to be, seems like they are stewing something, kind of cooking something into a pot. But yeah, the flesh that they're wearing does very much appear to be that of a humanoid.
Is the stew screaming?
Yeah.
Are they hags?
No.
No, you cannot be friends with them, Gijo.
Raphael, if you're just kind of patrolling and looking out and just checking out stuff, historically, you would understand kind of what is happening here. So these individuals who happen to be cooking before the meal are very similar in kind to the Church of Genaris's like staff. Most of the Church of Genaris is focused on the worship of Atavius, like lots of churches throughout the lands. Law and order is usually the focus of those who are in power. And they appear to be focused on that. However, you would know that in Atavian worship, there are rituals of chaos, rituals of rage, and basically a denigration of your opponent, a belittling of the opponent to a degree that is unfathomable in like polite culture, is the most chaotic thing that one can do. These women appear to be preparing themselves, body and mind and coverings, for heinous conflict. They are going to fight and effectively serve as berserkers.
That's fucking amazing. Also, it's bad.
Also not good. You're like, Death Sappins are pretty rad. What? We
Yeah, except for the fact they want to murder the shit out of us.
already have murdered the shit out of some of your families. Sorry.
Seeing what I see at the north, hearing the reports from east and west, I would approach Commander Grimbald and say, Commander, I insist that we preemptively light the fires. We can hold out for as long as we can, but I do not think we can hold this fort.
I concur.
Raphael, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Oh,
Big yike.
You folks are rolling great.
I like how it's right underneath my statement.
So you would see that the archers, there's two packs of them kind of off to the west, and you are looking over in that direction and kind of look to the north and see that, you know, what's going on there. But you look to the west again and you see what appears to be a retinue kind of move between the two archer packs. This retinue appears to be the mage as it was described to you. A man who stands about 7'8", wearing bright red robes, grayish looking skin, bald head, and a strange kind of shining matter that appears to be kind of like etched across his skin, like some sort of strange golden ink on his body. You'd also see that he is standing with what appears to be a war chieftain, very much of the Denisotvan tradition, golden armor, massive, glaive weapon, and then a war priest who, not too dissimilarly, is wearing a robe made out of human flesh. You would see another small group of mages kind of move out near them, kind of in between the flanking line. And it looks like this position is the command position. Looking at the arrows from this distance, even with that shitty perception roll, you notice that each... Who's doing that? Oh, it's Chad.
Yeah.
Okay. You would notice that each of the arrows in the ground has different colored feathers, assuming that they have different function. Okay. Anybody else want to look out in any other directions?
I look up.
The sky is blue. The sun is out. Despite the sun's height at the early portion of the morning, you can still see remnants of the night sky above. You can see the Dargian rift kind of just etched out directly above you, which is kind of an ill omen for it to be kind of settled so neatly above your position. The Dargian rift, if you're not familiar, is the effective middle line of the Milky Way, but as it's described in my campaign setting, it's the plane of shadow.
It is not a good day to die, but I fear it will be ours.
Before
I'm sorry.
we,
Which one? Go ahead, Zujo.
Sorry. So enemy to the so military to the east, archers and berserkers to the west.
Berserkers to the north.
Berserkers to the north, and then also to the west, war priest and mages.
Yeah, so the command continues to the west with the 12 archers. Chad.
And
it's your typing is what it is. It sounds like it's underwater too. So weird. Just say words. Just say words.
You're not a merfolk yet.
Sorry. I don't know why. Is the mic on the computer? It is, isn't it?
Probably.
I love you, Chad. Anywho,
can we have
right.
a huddle?
Yeah.
Right. So, who was asking Grimbold about lighting the beacon?
It was.
Edgar.
Okay. Yeah. He would tell Edgar that he would prefer not to light the beacon until they actually begin losing their hold on the fort. So basically, once enemies breach the walls, then we can light the torch. Because after that, it's really just a matter of time.
Yeah. Well, do we want to hold both up here and down in the fort where the tunnels are?
I don't believe they know of the tunnels, and I don't believe the tunnels is something they are going to really put much effort into. If they I doubt the tunnels are going to be an issue. I think that's there mainly for our benefit. I think we should focus on holding walls.
They do have considerable divine and arcane powers at their disposal. I wonder if we'll even survive to see the first of their soldiers enter the fort. Something to consider, Commander.
Yeah. Grimbold understands he has a responsibility to stay within the walls, but part of him wishes he could just sally forth and meet everybody on the field.
Raffinild, do you perchance have any long-range war magics at your disposal to bombard the different encampments?
I've prepared a spell that will give us that will cover an area with ice, bludgeoning their forces. And some others. I don't know how powerful that will be against other mages and divine spellcasters.
All right.
But as far as their infantry, right? As for their infantry to the east, I dare say my magics will be most effective there, at least.
Understood. So as they come up, we'll see if we can take them down with our archers before they can knock down the walls, knock down the gates. And if the Blusa were to approach, I fear that they might be able to leap up above our walls and take us.
Neva, the soldier next to you kind of starts tapping your shoulder. Run, quick, tell the commander, quick. And he kind of points out, and you would see that there's a mage that's casting a spell, and you can see this purple magic appear around it, and it disappears. One of the mage, not the big mage, just a random mage.
Great.
Damneva
Sure.
would go tell the commander.
Okay, as you're heading in that direction, at the same time, in where you're kind of standing there listening to them all and looking out at the forces, waiting to slam like every single one of their faces in with a hammer, and you see this purple light kind of appear off in the distance near their forces. You see a mage appear. She pulls something out of her robes. It appears to be a bag, places it mouth down on the ground, pulls it open wide, and lifts up, and then she kind of levitates off of the ground, and as she's doing so, you see this stack of what appears to be shields. She then kind of drops down, hits the ground, and then casts a spell again and vanishes. You start seeing the warriors with the white pelts start grabbing shields off of the stacks, and you can see that they are massive tower shields.
What a bitch.
Nice. I can't help but respect it.
Can I identify this spell?
The first spell was
Or this
Dimension Door.
magic? Okay.
Yeah. The second was a bag of some kind of holding, but obviously greater bag of holding. It looks like it was carrying a good lot of weight.
Is there anything like arcane about the shields, or are they just
Good
giant
old-fashioned shields? You can see them starting to muster, and it looks like they're doing so in what the people with history trained would tell you is a turtle shell pattern. Looks like they are
Motherfuckers.
preparing to defend themselves against ranged combat.
Grimbold sort of, as they start, I guess, like forming up, and he sees what kind of formation they're taking. He kind of gestures with his axe, and he says, "When they get closer, that would be a fine target for a fireball."
As you're kind of looking at that area, you see the 4 ogres kind of move. It seems like they saddle the battering rams on their backs, like kind of locking into place on some sort of mount. And then they drop down to their knees and kind of put their arms up like this. A soldier gets up and sits in the cradle of their muscle. Same happens on the left side. Another person hands them a shield and they kind of saddle it so that it's blocking the face of the ogre. The ogre stands up. 2 more soldiers stand in front of them, forming a massive wall of shield in front of the ogre.
Okay, so I can't see them, right? Like I can't see it on a map. But
No,
can
right.
I attempt to hit it?
It's about 300 feet out, so if you have something that you can cast that would hit that distance, absolutely.
Yeah, I've got my Ice Storm.
Okay, and has a range of 300 feet?
It has a range of 300 feet.
Perfect. So
yes.
You're casting that on the ogres. Is that right? Or are you just casting it in the midst of them?
Well, I would like to definitely try to hit the ogres, but try to position it so I can get as many other enemies as possible.
You're looking for the nicest sweet spot that contains as many ogres and as many regular people as you can kind of muster. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to wait if it means getting them a little closer so I can maneuver.
It looks like they're kind of finagling the positioning, so go ahead and while they're kind of mustering like that, cast your spell. Throw it out there. And I am going to have you, let's see, the area of it is, I believe, it is 20 foot radius. So 40 and 40 foot radius would contain, that is going to be 8 by 8. So 30, 40 something. Okay, so then the potential average would be about 30. Roll 3d10. And it's going to hit 3 of the 4 ogres regardless. If you roll less than 20, it'll only hit 2 of the ogres on the 3d10. Okay, so it's going to catch 16 of the warriors, and it will catch 2 of the ogres. The damage on that was 7 bludgeoning and 12 cold. Okay, so hold on a second here.
What's with these soldiers with the yellow dots on them?
Those ones are exhausted.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. That is a dex saving throw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. How many of those were hit? Let's see. DC is 16, so 1 success, 2 success. As you kind of drop the ice down on them, you watch as like a lot of them are just bludgeoned outright to death. Total of 2 survived, so that means 14 die. Yeah, very effective. The ogres look like they take the damage, but it doesn't look like they are too bothered by it. They all move away from the storm very quickly, dashing to get out of there.
Shit. I guess since everybody's starting to advance,
no one's advancing. No one's advancing yet.
Well, you said they're 300 feet out.
Yeah, that's typical kind of distance.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go ahead and have all the sort of NPC guys sort of form up on that wall and just start salvoing the shit out of them with crossbows.
Okay.
Damneva at this point would have a longsword and a longbow, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Those are the guys with the shields up, though, right?
Yeah, they do have shields up.
So that's not gonna really. Crossbows aren't really gonna do much but waste ammo.
You can see, and not really here because it's a distance away, but you can see one individual seems to be a commander type. He's kind of towards the back of the group, and he's yelling out orders. And as he's doing so, Grimwald, you're preparing your forces to do some firing. You would see that their forces immediately are dropping into kind of like a locked position, and they're starting to move. And they're starting to muster up towards the northeastern side of the fort. In a nice big block.
I mean, is ammo like a huge consideration at this point?
Not really. You have a ton of it.
Yeah. So, salvo on the advance, he would say to Raffaneld, that was an effective strategy. And he points at the formation, the sort of like turtle shell formation that's coming closer. He's like, when you get the chance, try something like that on them there.
Meanwhile, real quick, Dom Neva, you ran over to tell, or did Raffanel go?
Yeah.
Okay. So
sorry, let me move my token.
Okay. And explains the situation with the magic user.
Yeah. I'm looking for him right now.
He is over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, where is it? Oh, there it is. Sorry. I have my thing all the way zoomed out.
The orc is actually the commander.
Yeah.
If people could, I guess, help me out and start moving all the NPCs in this general direction, that'd be great.
Okay.
Instead of me like trying to track down every last one.
Ruby, as you kind of move over to the soldiers, hold on a second. Sorry. As you're kind of moving over to these soldiers over here,
yeah.
One of them appears to be wounded and is kind of looking up at you, and the other one has an arrow through his head.
Oh, is that new?
Stop moving that.
I'm not. Oh, no more.
Not me.
That was me. I apologize.
Okay. So you would see
like, hey,
these two appear
was
to
that
have
there
been
before?
Killed shortly after they moved. And as you kind of look out there, you can see that there's a bunch of arrows kind of trained in your position. What do you do in response?
Duck.
Okay, you get down below the crenellations. You hear the screeching of steel as it kind of skitters across the stone. And make a perception check.
Okay. Oh. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh my.
What would you like to do from your current position? You know that standing up and moving would probably put you possibly in their line of sight. How would you like to maneuver from that position?
How smart am I? So I think just like army crawl this way in like this direction because this is going down, right?
It's about even, but yeah.
Oh,
But
those just look like stairs.
The steps will take you down. Once you get down, you can kind of start moving at normal pace.
Okay. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
So I'm gonna army crawl down this way.
Absolutely fine. As you're kind of maneuvering that way, and the other soldiers are kind of moving over towards where the commander is located, and they're preparing their crossbows, getting ready to loose a volley, everyone in the fort hears a loud sound as a massive rock slams into the stone wall on the south side, and kind of bounces off of the top of it and kind of slams into the courtyard. You hear one of the soldiers, kind of like who was kind of positioning over there, yell, "Hell Giants! Hell Giants!" and is pointing to the south.
Great.
No one looks.
Grimbald just like and then he says, "Light the beacon."
Go ahead and, if you'd like, select the soldier. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll allow for 6 shots with crossbows. They have multi-attack, but they can only shoot crossbow once per turn. So go ahead and take 6 shots. And this is at disadvantage because it's at long distance. Okay.
18.
Mm-hmm. Roll damage once.
Only once. Just, yeah.
5 piercing.
You see them all kind of slam into the shell of shields, and you can see one kind of slip between. You expect if it was like a true shot, the person would fall and the shield would basically need to be replaced. That does not happen. So it's probably just a scratch or like not a killing blow. And
yeah, he says, "Reload!"
by the time that they kind of drop the crossbows, throw back the next bolt and load it, the forces out afield have moved 30 feet closer in and are now at a 270-foot distance. Okay, so Grimbald...
He waves more soldiers in towards the wall to like sort of add more shots to the volley.
Okay.
Demneva gets...
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
If Demneva gets to the commander, she's gonna stop him just for a second and say, "Commander, this is a folly effort. We need to guard the insides of the fort. Forget about these outside walls. We are losing them. We will lose them."
I know. It is only a matter of time.
As another massive rock slams into the south wall.
I believe we should, as that's happening, I believe we should move all of the soldiers on the inside and move towards tunnels.
John, since he said light the beacons and no one seems to be running, I will run and light the beacon.
Absolutely.
Before the stone giants destroy it.
I mean, fair.
Once you kind of rush out there and kind of get to ground, you and a soldier kind of rush out there, or just you rush out there. You grab, the flint and tinder, kind of start striking it. Once you kind of get the light hit, a massive rock slams into the wall again. You do see that it kind of buckles inward a bit, but doesn't pierce it open. But you have this like, what are they doing? Like, why are they throwing it at the wall? They can't even get up the hill to get to there. There's no reason why destroying the wall would be of any benefit.
I'm gonna yell out as loud as I can. Not knowing what it's gonna do for anyone, someone else might have better intelligence. They're breaching the wall!
Okay. anybody else in let's go ahead and say Raphael, Inware, and Arumi. What do you three want to do?
Commander, if you move the troops into the fort, like Domneva has suggested, we can continue, some of us up here, to continue striking and thin their forces out as they near. If we can get them within 125 feet, I have another spell that I can use that may be very useful at thinning them out.
Well, I mean, if we start evacuating, who's gonna take the lead on that effort?
It's not evacuation. You're putting yourself inside.
Yeah.
They're not saying go. They're not saying go to the
but
tunnels.
it's like
they're saying
basically being inside the walls.
No.
So giving up the
Inside
height
the
advantage,
fort.
you're just waiting for the enemy to come to you.
Right. You're basically trying to form a bottleneck instead of shooting down at them.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I don't have an unlimited amount of AoE. So
That's true.
This is tasty. Yeah, this is like a pretty solid, time to shoot shit.
Yeah.
Right. Like if I can continue to AoE and then we can fortify the inside, meanwhile, that would be a good. I mean, I think that's a good idea.
Fortify the inside with what?
Anything and everything.
with soldiers and with everyone like at those entry points ready to like whatever. I don't know what powers or what strategies other people have. I mean, I can if I retreat inside, I know that I have magic that I can use to fight, right?
I got you.
Or maybe to escape. So we create a bottleneck. Or not escape.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
I mean, there is an escape route with the tunnels.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what the ideal balance is here, as far as like, there's obviously merit to like, sort of picking away at them as they
To you, it sounds like they're squabbling over the practicality of how they're going to die, and you don't remember it being like this when the Goliath clan was attacked by the Denisovans. It was a little bit more like full-throated, knowing what they were ready to do and doing it, but it still failed even that way.
Yeah,
so
that's Grimbald's attitude. Like we're dead. He doesn't see the value in like.
But I'm talking to Zach primarily here.
Yeah.
So what is Inware doing? Like, you can see that this very clear force is moving directly at you. You remember that the Blusa were the ones that entered the Cliff Rock at first, even though a very sizable force was noticed prior to that. So ambush tactics are definitely something these people do.
Yeah, that's why I was staying up towards the north side there, because I'm keeping an eye on the cavalry, assuming they're going to make a move as soon as they get closer.
Okay.
As soon as the large force of infantry is close enough.
Great.
And really, he is just standing there, doing the anxious, spinning the hammer in his hands, just waiting for them to get close enough underneath him on that wall so he can jump from on top and smash one in fucking face. This all squabbling of we should shoot at him, we should hide in the tunnels. We're not getting out of here. Look around. We might as well fight them out here in the sun on our terms and die on our terms, So he's just waiting for them to get close enough for him to hop off this wall and start attacking once that cavalry makes their move.
Okay. Good note. That said, if you want the soldiers to fire another volley, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 still. Yeah, looks like the other ones are kind of interior at this point. So go ahead and fire 6 more shots. And Domneva, if you want, you can go ahead and fire your longbow. You have disadvantage due to range. So there's still 270 out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are these all soldiers?
Soldiers, yeah.
Okay, 1.
Unless you have knights that are posted on that wall. I don't see any. I see 1. Oh, yeah, the one there.
Eastern wall?
Yeah. This guy
okay,
here.
hold on a second. Let me Okay. You said how many knights? 1 or 2?
Let's go 2.
Okay.
Okay. All of those seem to be missing. Yeah, bouncing off of shields. Looks like they are absolutely deflecting everything. Out of character note, being a strategic individual, you would know that the tower shields grant them +5 to their armor class against range attacks. You would note that they're taking the dodge action with each movement up. So you would note that they are firing with disadvantage regardless, even with range. And the shields are increasing their AC by a massive amount. However, you would know that they don't appear to be heavily armored, so it's probably somewhere around the 18 department. That said,
probably be more effective as they get closer.
Yes, they will advance a bit further. It looks like the scarred individual kind of pops his head up from behind and yells something, and the force seems to kind of be moving with a bit more speed, a bit more pace at this point. Instead of dodging, they're dashing. So they're now 210 feet out.
Is Damniva hit with one of her?
Yeah.
Disadvantage. The first one will hit. Go ahead and roll damage with that one.
Mm-hmm. This is just on one of the archers to see how well they take it, or if they are defended by anything magical.
The archers are on the other side of the castle.
No, on the west side.
You went back to the west side?
Yeah, I moved backwards.
No,
from...
different story. The second you pop your head out, you're being shot by all 12 of them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Sorry. I thought you were shooting with the ballista or with the crossbowmen. So that's what I was going for. If that's not the case,
gotcha.
Are you going back to the archers to shoot them?
Well, I can see them from 600 feet. I can shoot at them
from 600 feet.
600 feet away. Yeah,
right.
Like if I can get like a I don't know, like a covered shot, then I'll try. But if I can't and I have to be out, then I'll do that.
Yeah, you can fire a shot blind, but you'll have a penalty to it. You have -10 to your attack roll. So do you want to do that?
No, I will go out and try to take a shot.
Okay. As you see all these arrows kind of flying in your direction. So, yeah, you do hit one of them.
It's 9 damage?
Yeah, it does not fall.
Okay. Did anything arcane pop up?
Nope.
Okay.
They just look like they're bad bitches, and they don't really give a shit about a single arrow hitting them from that far away.
Fair enough.
So yeah, they're going to go ahead and take volley of 12 attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Your AC is a
17.
Yeah, they do not have disadvantage for long range.
But okay.
So hit.
I'm sorry, who are they attacking?
The monk.
Yeah.
So for the first attack, are you going to use a reaction to try and knock it away?
Yeah, for the 22, I'm going to try to deflect.
Okay, you easily do so without a D10 roll. Your level is higher than the damage. Second damage, third damage, fourth damage, fifth damage, sixth damage. So 5, 8, 11, 5, and 9.
Jesus Christ, my dude.
Make a free perception check since you did pop your head out. Do better than rolling under 5, you crazy.
I thought I was better.
You can just call my name out. It's okay.
No, Jonah and Zijo, everybody who's rolled a perception check this game has sucked at it. So you notice
someone had to pass it.
That the grass, where it's highest, is breaking, and it does look like there's things moving inside. As you kind of scan your eyes and kind of drop back down with the arrows in you, you see what appear to be goblins with 4 arms and 2 mouths, one built in its chest and one just mouth that's like massively gaping and open. The eyes seem to be kind of twisted in like different patterns, like the skull has been misshapen, and they appear to be wielding spears in all of their hands. Also, along with them, you see another creature with multiple limbs. These appear to have like almost spider-like hands, mandibles like a spider's, but they're feet and legs appear to be like a horse's, and they are very quickly moving across the grass field, heading towards the wall. If you had to venture a guess, it looks like they are all, the lot of them, very much built and equipped, ready to climb.
Yeah, looks like it. Okay. Dom Neva is gonna take this opportunity after getting shot the fuck up, to jump over the inside wall, and head into the castle or the fort.
You're going into the tunnels?
No, I'm going into the fort.
Oh, okay.
Not the tunnels, not yet.
Okay. So you're just going down into, like, here.
Yeah, and I'm going to use my...
Yeah, we're not on an initiative tracker yet, so it's still just kind of pre-play. So.
Are there potions and shit in here? Fuck. Okay.
John.
God damn.
Go ahead, Edgar.
From the beacon fire, since I noticed that they're trying to hammer these walls, can I get any kind of purchase over to see if there's anything at the base waiting to climb them?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Alright, I'm terrible at them, but...
Okay. From your vantage...
Does someone want to give me their inspiration?
Okay, you kind of try and get a vantage point. You're not able to make out anything, and another rock kind of slams into it, but you do notice something very interesting. The way it's hitting the rock on its outside, the fort's facing has a facade. So there's the large stones that kind of hold it, and then there are stones on the outside that kind of act as a facade. It basically inhibits like large breaking. If like a spell that detonates against it, it'll kind of deal with the facade and break it off and not hit the foundational wall. But what you're noticing is those pieces are falling off, and it looks like they're hitting at the hill points and creating kind of divots, which make for an easier climbing and also purchase where you can land. It seems like the hill giants are creating, effectively, a ladder by breaking your wall.
Alright, I call out, the giants are creating a ladder! And I would start to retreat back up to the commander.
Okay. The crossbowman can fire again, another volley of 6 and 2, if you'd like.
Are any of the enemies within 120 feet yet?
They will be at the end of this movement because they're
Hold on. You said 6 and 2?
Mm-hmm. Remember, they have disadvantage because 100 is range for crossbow. Got 1, 2 hits. 3 hits. Okay. Go ahead and give me the damages.
Alright, so I'm thinking 2 of those were the soldiers.
Okay.
1 of those was those guys. I don't believe the knights get anything.
Okay, so you see all the crossbows kind of fire out and in. And the ones that do hit, it looks like 2 of their men drop. The shields very quickly just get trampled over, because what you're noticing at this stage is the bald-headed guy with the scars kind of raises up this stake and is kind of yelling out. And from this distance, it just sounds like, ooh, da, ooh, ta. And as he's yelling that out, it seems like the people are kind of like invigorated and yelling, grasping their shields like this and running as fast as they can forward. They move 90 this round, so they are now within 120.
What kind of steak we talking here? Like a sirloin or?
No. like a steak you drive into the ground.
Filet mignon.
So 120, Shisho, you are casting Gravity Sinkhole?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. At the front of the running mass, kind of catching as many in the front, because they're very tightly packed.
Do we have any ballista?
Tim is trying to take my inspiration.
No, I'm just asking, was that for Shisho? Just to confirm.
Yeah, Shisho got inspiration, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Tim.
Go ahead and roll.
I'm not trying to take anything, I'm just confirming.
Just kidding.
So the damage is going to be enough without saving throws to kill everyone in it. My question again is, they're about 5 wide, and then like kind of drawn back. Are you casting it directly on the front to get like an area in the front, or are you trying to cast it further back? The commander of their group appears to be further back. Is the reason I'm asking.
I mean, if I can get my main goal is to get as many people as many enemies as possible in the area of effect. But if I can pull them back, I would like to pull them back.
Okay, so it would be the front that gets hit. There's no real pulling back that'll happen here because it's enough damage to murder them outright. What you all watch happen is the shields kind of bend inwards, and you see the bodies of these people kind of bend inwards, and this force kind of just slams into them, drawing them towards this center point as this kind of grayish black energy kind of thwarts and pushes them all into a big mass in the center, and it kind of like is the most sickening thing you've probably seen in your lives, as they are broken into a ball, and that will kill
John.
Yeah,
take no joy in that destruction, but
go ahead, Elizabeth.
Your name's Chode on. Anyways, keep going.
After jumping down, Domneva's gonna scream to anyone who's listening. They plan on breaching our west gate. They are going to climb up it.
And south gate.
Okay, so hold on a second. 20 foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will kill all of these.
Did I get any ogres?
No, the ogres are actually closer to the back, and they're not running as fast as these ones. Yeah, it looks like they were trying to kind of get... There's maybe 15 of them left from the 50 that you saw before. So solid damaging to the warrior types.
And the more damage, the less shields are up, makes an easier target on the ogres.
Yeah. The next thing that you notice from that kind of wave behind is that the fighting men types are also now moving. It looks like they cover ground quite a bit quicker. And you would notice that the ogres are with them. And ogres appear to be leading these fighting men. The fighting men in question do not have shields. Okay. That being said, it goes to a point where we need to actually relegate. So, last call. Grimbald, you're commanding, so you've already acted. Raphael, you just cast a spell, smashing. Domneva, you shot some arrows out of the archer group and hit one of them. Arumi, you haven't done anything. Edgar, you technically haven't done anything. You just lit the fire. Oh no, you perceived over the ledge. That's it. And then Inwire, you've done nothing either. So Arumi and Inwire, anything that you two want to do?
Now that they're within 120 feet, I can throw a javelin, right?
Yeah.
It'll have disadvantage, but I can throw one.
Certainly can.
16
That'll
to
miss.
hit.
Yeah, slams into a shield. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
I seem to be a lot better with close combat stuff, so I'm mostly just waiting for them to get closer so I can start throwing daggers.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Same.
Okay, with that being said,
Wait, are the hill giants, are they in a position that I could like throw them down?
they're hundreds of feet out. Yeah, they're throwing rocks at it.
Oh, right.
Right.
What about the ones on the west side? How close are they?
Domneva, have you made everyone aware of the creepy crawlers?
I screamed as loud as I could, whether or not anyone heard me.
So something does appear to be over that way, but
And how close are they?
Oh, if you ask,
Yeah.
Domneva would tell you incredibly close.
Then that's where I'm going.
Damn near breaching the wall.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I guess
going back up here, and whenever I get to this area, I'm army crawling again.
Okay. As you kind of like make your position there, you would see that at this point, a hand comes up over the crenellation and pulls up, and you see this form kind of leap over with kind of spider hands and like the spider claw in it, or spider mandible in its mouth, and then a second one, and then a third one.
I'm sorry, which wall is this?
West wall.
West wall.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I guess that answers that question. West wall it is.
Hold on.
Get over there, Tim.
Inware, you just threw a javelin, so move yourself right back on over to the other side of the castle.
Yeah. I shouldn't be moving anyway. I'm more worried about the cavalry.
The hill giants are going to be taking a while.
Get Nancy.
What's the highest tower that covers me from the west side and from the middle?
The towers are all about the same height. The same height as the wall, which is 20 feet high. The highest point on the wall is the northernmost tower, which is actually about 60 feet, but that's because it's built on a lower portion of the hill. Type E chat.
If I were to get on the eastern side of that tower, would that cover me from fire from the west?
Say again?
If I were on the northernmost tower that's 60 feet instead of 20?
No, it's wrong. Wrong one. This one here.
Wait, ping it one more time. I'm sorry.
I'm in Game Master mode only. Hold on. There.
Oh, sorry.
That wall is the tallest. That tower, rather, is the tallest because it's built on a lower portion of the hill.
Okay. Good. If I were to use my winged boots and fly over to that tower, during the
initiative, you certainly can.
Okay.
Okay. So speaking of, it's initiative time. The very first thing that you see, Arumi, from your position, kind of like crawling low below the crenellations, but in a fighting stance. You're not crawling, you're kind of like crouched. Is that the one in the middle appears to have in his lower two hands what appears to be like a red, like crystal stone, and it's placing it straight down into the ground. Baby cat.
Well, that's not good.
All right, switch the music.
Do you want me to roll initiative for the soldiers and the knights?
Soldiers go immediately after you, since they have not been... That's the wrong one. Since they have not been issued to anyone else. That's the one. Okay, everyone roll. Right. Inway, you are first.
They're still 120 feet out, right?
Right.
Then I'm just going to ready a javelin shot. Because they can move 90 feet, you said.
Yes. As long as
they
they're
should
getting
be
spurred.
within 30 feet. Yeah, I'm gonna ready a javelin shot for anyone who gets within 30 feet.
Yep. Okay. 20, nothing happens. 18, Grimbald, you're up.
So he says to the ones on the wall, he says, "Continue firing!" And he starts heading to the west to kind of defend over there. As he passes these three, he tells them to move over to the wall and also, like, start firing at all the people that are advancing.
On the western side? Or the eastern side?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, like, these three move to reinforce the west. Move to reinforce the eastern wall. These three down in the courtyard, he's going to tell them to follow him to the western wall.
Okay.
To help repel the people that are sort of crossing over the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, next turn when I get to take the actions for these guys, these three are going to be moving this way, and these three are going to be moving that way. Grimbald himself is going to take the dash action so he can move as far across the wall as possible to get over to the western side.
Baby cat.
So let's see here. That's going to be 30 feet. We'll take him there.
Okay.
And then another 30 feet.
Go ahead.
Just take him right about there.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception roll.
Oh, whoops. Grabbed the wrong one. I got 12.
Okay, easy enough to notice. It does look like the Blusa have descended the rocks and are now 500 feet out on the north side. It looks like the maidens, or the berserker women on the north side have moved up to a distance of about 200 feet. And the thing that's most disturbing is it looks like they have blades impaled in their throats.
That kind of gives him pause, but he quickly recovers and then says, "The Blusa and berserkers are advancing."
That was the sentence I was hoping I would hear tonight. Actually, the game's over now. The Blusa and berserkers are attacking. All right. Grimbald done. Urumi up.
Soldiers and
Soldiers, take your 6 movements, and then I think it'll be however many. Count however many are on that wall and shoot.
yeah. Can you fix those for me? Because I'm not going to keep moving Grimbald all over the place.
Okay.
Shit. I don't even know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it'll be 1, 2, 3 veterans, 6 soldiers. It's the same 6 soldiers that have been shooting. Them moving didn't change too much, but yeah.
Oh, okay. So 6 soldiers, and 3
veterans. Yep. While the shots are ringing out, Rumi, go ahead and take your turn.
Yeah. So we are going to. I did have a question real quick. I have the. Sorry. Where did it go? The Ring of Infinite Blades. Those daggers just count as a normal dagger, right?
They're magical, but yeah, they count as
Okay.
statistically normal dagger.
And then I also have a +2 dagger, correct?
Right. The Ring of Infinite Daggers is for throwing daggers, and the +2 daggers for stabbing them.
Okay.
Chad, go ahead and give me 1, 2, 3 damage rolls. And then continue your turn, Elizabeth.
Okay. I would like to throw a dagger. I hope one of those hit. I hope that hits.
Yeah, it sure does. He is aware of you, for all intents and purposes. You can, as a bonus action, take the steady aim action, but that means you can't move during your turn. So if you plan on moving, you could do that. But if you don't, or if you plan on moving, don't do that. Chad,
Right.
please mute yourself when you type, please. It is absolutely aggravating.
Yeah. No, we're gonna throw it and move down the steps.
Okay. So it hits. Go ahead and give me damage.
6.
Okay. It slams into his kind of bug-like bud-like plating and kind of sticks in there. He kind of bleeds green, which is strange. Okay.
Interesting.
And then you move down the steps. You see Dom
Yeah.
Neva and a soldier are present.
Yeah.
You also have a couple of folks that you need to kind of address here that were just hanging out on a roof for some reason.
Weird. If I move to this space here, I have enough movement.
Mm-hmm.
But if I move this space,
the door is there down. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to let the additional soldiers to know that there are 9 up there.
Okay. Well, 3 that have made it up. The other ones are still climbing.
Oh, okay. And I could only see the 3 that had made it up.
Correct.
Then.
Yep.
Okay. Then I'd let them know that there are 3 up there, possibly more.
Okay. Are we done? Edgar up.
All right. I will start running towards the. All right, 30 feet is right there. All right, I can't see any bad guys right currently, so I will take the dash action and run another 30 feet. And as I'm running, I use my bonus action to billow my cape and say, "We can do this, men. Hold your ground, and we will defend the walls." And that's my turn.
Okay. You're done. Raphael, you're up. Actually, before you go, sorry, on initiative 10, the creature kind of like slams the rock down, or crystal down. When it hits, you see it kind of break open a bit, and then it throws it in front of it, kind of over the roof. It hits in the center of the courtyard, and when it hits, it breaks open, and you see, emanating from it, a very nasty looking creature appear. Domneva, you immediately recognize it. It is a mage hunter. These creatures are specifically designed to murder spellcasters. The other one will rush forward here and then straight down after Arumi. This one here will rush this way. It's 40 movement speed, kind of moving out in front of Edgar and Grimbold. The others will move out and onto the surface, like so. And these ones will make it up behind them and are literally just over the rail, getting ready to climb up and over. Now the fun part. Bear with me here 1 second. I promise it's fun. Okay. Cool. The berserkers start running. It seems that they're moving at about 100 feet around in this current insane state. So they were 300 out. They're now 200 out from the north side. And the Blusa also move at a 100-foot clip. And they have cleared 100 of the 500 that they're covering. So they're 400 out. The forces of Tower Shields guys move up 90. So they are actually now on board. So bear with me here for a second. To the token life. And then gravel. Oh, no, gravel. Sorry, there's a lot going on over on this side too.
Oh, what the shit?
I can't see it, but that's my favorite reaction.
They thin into a rank of 2x2, and directly behind them are just two more twos. So 4 more guys behind them. All right, Raffanild, you are up.
So I'm not seeing any
Ready to action.
Yes.
12 piercing with a javelin, unless a 22 misses.
22 hits. Yeah, the very first guy in the line, you throw straight down at him, and he hits the ground. Dead. All right. So, sorry, wrapping up.
I want to target those ogres.
The ogres are still about 120 out, so they're with the fighting men. So yeah, you can shoot at them with the 120 foot range. Okay. 1 second. If you're trying to just get them, they're kind of tightly packed, and you can get them with a 20-foot radius.
Okay.
But not any of the fighting men.
All right.
Okay, so Constitution saving throws. Here we go. 4 of them. Okay. 21 damage. One of them appears to kind of buckle for a second, and the guys that he was holding kind of just fall apart. And the other one does likewise. The other two more fresh. One of them seems to kind of stern himself and use the bodies of the shield guys that are dead because of the gravity hole sink as like a defense. And the other one seems to just take the damage normal. So one halved it, one took all of it. And, or sorry, the front two took all of it, and then the, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right. Good turn, Raffenhild. Domneva, you're up.
Roll a nat 1. Does that skip my turn?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Whose rule is that?
I don't know. I don't know why I thought that. But, anyway. Seeing the Mage Hunter just fucking appear, Domneva's gonna run up and try to square up, I guess.
Domneva,
mhm.
you have permission to command those troops there. So
During your turn only.
On what? Oh, what'd you say, John?
Grimbald cannot give you that allowance until it's his turn.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, Domneva's gonna attempt to punch it twice.
Nice.
Okay, that works.
Solid shit.
I'm going to spend 1 key point first to try to stunning strike it.
Okay.
With this attack, 6 bludgeoning. It has to make, I think, a con save.
Yeah. And just in case you were wondering what this creature looks like, there's the image that's attached to it. Okay, so 25, 28, those both hits. Constitution saving throw, and failed it. Okay. Give me the crit damage as well. So
Nice.
we're looking at 17 total. Okay.
I'm going to spend another key point to, well, yeah, no, I'll spend another key point to do flurry of blows. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Furry bow.
Flurry of blows. Furry bow. Fuck
Furry bows.
Both
Okay,
those will hit.
nice. Another 6 and 8 more damage.
So 14. Okay. Smash, smash, and it kind of like buckles to the side a bit, like massive thing, but you just kind of bring the fists to bear and punch directly into it. All stuff. Okay.
That's it.
Domneva done. All right, it goes to Inware. Throwing a javelin down at them. Okay. Smash. That'll kill.
Cool.
You have extra attack. You should be able to throw a second javelin if you want.
19.
Yep. Yep. Reliably doing 12 damage with these fucking things.
Wait,
Are we saying there are javelins here for me to throw, or am I using my inventory?
I see what's happening.
It's rolling 4, not 1d6.
It's not rolling anything incorrect. His strength modifier is a 4. And then he has Martial Prodigy, which gives him his...
proficiency bonus.
Right, but the damage has gone away. I do notice that. That's interesting. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. If you'd rolled a 3 or higher, it would have killed them, so...
Martial Prodigy just says with weapon attacks. It doesn't say specifically melee.
No, it's in there. It's supposed to be in there.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
The dice is gone, though. It's rolling 4 instead of
rolling
D6.
4. I see.
Yeah.
I see. That's super weird.
That's my fuck up, probably. So, anywho, what were you saying?
I fixed it. Oh, weird.
Roll20 has been goofy lately, so...
All the updates.
Okay, sorry.
What were you doing besides throwing?
No, my only question was, are we assuming there's inventory for me to be throwing from the tower walls, or is that my personal javelin?
If you had gathered some javelins, but you didn't say you did, so how many javelins did you have?
Okay. That was my last one.
Okay, then you're out of javelins.
Just making sure I said it.
Got it. Inware done, goes to 20. On initiative 20, you aren't really seeing this because no one's really available to see it, but about 30 feet above the Mage Hunter, you see 2 more crystals appear in the sky and drop down very massively and suddenly. As they're falling, they break open, and you see, instead of them kind of hitting the ground and shattering, Mage Hunters appear and kind of slam onto the ground from about 5 feet off of the ground. One here. And one here.
Oh, fuck this noise.
Grimball,
Tom, leave us out.
you're up. You look down into the courtyard and can see that these massive Tyranid-like creatures have appeared in the center of the chamber, or in the center of the fort. The one on the southern side, it appears to be looking off into the eastern direction, which you believe Raffeneld was in last you saw her.
Okay. Just so there's like zero confusion, I'm gonna do this out of character. Goliath fella. Let me see here. Inware, you have command of that wall. Any troops you need to command in order to do that, that's yours. Who's this guy right next to me?
Edgar.
Okay, Edgar. You have command of this wall. Whatever troops you need to command in order to do that is fine.
I didn't see which wall that was.
West wall.
Yeah, basically like the spider things.
Okay.
There's nobody over there.
So like whatever troops you need to command in order to help you kill those bastards, that's fine.
I think you have to assign specific troops to me.
If
there's none there, then don't worry about it.
There are none there.
Yeah, well, I don't have full view, so I can't see who's where.
Which is why what you should have done is when they were all in a neat formation, determine which ones go with which person. Sorry.
That's fine.
We're here. And
I know, but I said like 3 or 4 times, hey, if you guys have any ideas for these troops, just say something.
And nobody had any ideas. I'm not saying it's your fault, Chad. I'm not blaming you directly.
Cool.
Sure, you are the commander,
moving
so
on.
it ultimately does go to you, but yeah.
These troops in the courtyard, I'm putting under the command of Rumi and
one or the other. Soldiers don't have global commanders.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm putting these ones in the courtyard under the command of Dom Neva, as far as like fighting and killing these things.
Great.
Then Grimbald like readies his axe, and he's just gonna leap off this. He's just gonna leap off the wall down at this bastard here.
Go for it.
And he's gonna use his bonus action to do that move. And let me see. Let me do my attack action. Yeah, so 1 attack, 2 attack. Those hit?
Yeah.
Cool. See. That's 17 and 15 and let me check my dice rolls real quick. Okay, those are pretty solid. And
you kind of hit the ground, but as you're coming down, you hit with that first axe blow, which kind of drops it low. In response, it goes rampant, standing on its back legs. As you're standing up from like that kneeling position, you kind of spin around, bringing the axe up to smash it in the face. And then
it takes 1 extra damage on each of those attacks, and then I'm going to use the rest of my movement speed to move over here.
Okay.
And then let me see. That other one's within 15 feet of me.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And it's stunned already.
Oh, cool. Let me see. Is that one within 15 feet of me? Cool. Actually, I'm sorry. Instead of 1 extra point on each of those, it probably would have been 2 extra points because that guy was right there. And then I guess action surge and do 2 more attacks on this one that I'm fighting.
Okay.
Those are going to be normal, so that's a 14 and a 30.
The 14 misses.
Yeah.
You kind of grind the axe against the chitinous plate on the top of the head, and as you kind of bring it back, you spin it around and drop it back underneath the chitin. Give me the damage.
So that's going to be... I'm going to re-roll that too.
And roll
can I re-roll that too?
One re-roll on the dice. So
okay.
18.
And then that's an extra 3 damage, so that's going to be 21 damage on that attack.
Okay, so as you kind of like bring the blade back in and cut into kind of the meat of the creature, it starts bleeding kind of this green ooze out of the back of its head. You kind of draw the axe away, and it looks like it's quite upset at you. Cool. Grimball done. Arumi up.
Do we get a volley from...
No, because he just issued every soldier to someone else, so now they go after the person who's now commanding them.
Oh. So who's got these guys over by me?
They're all yours. And your turn already went.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's kind of fucked, but whatever.
There was a whole hour block where I was waiting for questions to be asked. I'm not saying that there's anything bad here. I'm just there is a way the game is to be run, and I'm gonna run it. If you aren't aware, it's not entirely my fault.
It's all good.
No, it's okay. So how many of these guys are actually under my control specifically?
It's every single one on the walls, which will be a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 soldiers.
I can't even see them all.
6, 7, 8, 9 soldiers. 3 of which have just moved out to the wall last turn and would have had to have dashed to get there. And then so it's a total...
Is there any way I can get sight on the ones that
because again, if you don't see them as your character, you don't see them. So
yeah, okay.
But yeah, that said, 8 soldiers, 3 veterans. Or 3 knights, rather. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Urumi, go.
Okay. I would like to do a use my +2 dagger and stab this guy right in front of me, and I should get sneak attack with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just to double check something, can I also use Dark Heart with that?
Dark Heart's it's a static effect. So
okay, it's static.
This is an aberrant, so yes, it would count for the aberrant portion. So the benefit from Dark Heart that says you get aberrant damage. Yeah.
Okay. 17.
Hits.
Yay.
All right. As it kind of comes around the corner and is like, you kind of just reach forward with the dagger and kind of stab it in the chest, and very quickly realize like you hit it perfect. Tilt the blade, spinning it, kind of creating cavity, and then draw it away as it just slumps to the ground in front of you.
Yes. Satisfying.
The soldier goes, "Holy shit!" Movement.
I would like to move. No, I like my position right now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stay.
Arumi done. Edgar up.
All right. So if I head up here, I'm likely to get pin-cushioned from archers waiting to attack someone.
It's a possibility.
Yeah. So, and there's a guy there. Do I think I could hit this thing from the ramparts, though? So I'm still creating the choke point up here?
20 feet up, so not really.
Okay. All right. Oh, well. Do I think I still have kind of defilade if I'm right here on the stairs?
Yeah.
All right. And I'll attack that guy with my glaive.
Okay.
How armored do they look like?
Not terribly.
All right. We will pull out the big guns then to try and kill this guy, at least on the first one. Does a... Oh, that's not calculating correctly.
It hit.
But
it is calculating correctly. It's right.
What's 29 minus the 5, like, instead of just giving the...
No, it always does that now with modifiers. It just puts the bonus
Oh,
aside.
interesting.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
you gotta do the -5 yourself.
It's hard, I know,
unfortunately.
but
Yeah.
Math
so
is not
24,
easy.
does a 24 hit?
yeah, Tim, give me the damage.
19 damage.
You bring the blade to bear and swing it in a wide arc. There's kind of a red line that appears in the sky for a second, and you watch as the thing's kind of top, kind of like shoulder area just splinters off, the rest of it falling to the ground in a pulsing bloody mass.
Excellent.
Incorrect color. A green line.
Ooh. And then, can I get it? I'm just looking at my other ability that I have. It's, sorry, 20 feet. I might, yeah, I'm gonna, would it be considered a straight line if I jumped down and charged at this thing to right here?
But you can't stand
Alright.
there. You'd have to stand here
Alright, so.
or there.
Alright, and then we'll see if I can hit with this thing. Glaive attack. Does a 23 hit?
Hits.
Alright, I will also smite. For
Fucking smite!
26 plus 9, so that's 35 damage.
You see Edgar kind of rush forward and drop down as he's kind of falling, kind of spinning the glaive and bringing it down in kind of a streak. It kind of hits and then pushes inwards, and you watch as the creature kind of slides to the ground with a massive, just like straight line through its head. And it's dead.
A masterful strike, Edgar.
Edgar, you have no one under your command, so not an issue. Between Edgar and Raffeneld.
Oh, John, as my bonus action, I billow my cape. Hold! We can fight them! We can push them back!
Ah! Running around the way. One second.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Is leadership it's an action, right?
No. So your free action just commands someone to do something. If they are under your control, they take their turn after your turn. And when he, as a free action, grants your command over someone else, it shifts from him being the one that grants their initiative to you being the one that grants their initiative.
Leadership on the knights.
Oh!
That's an action, right?
Is it under the actions on the right side?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. You're good. Thank you.
The Berserkers make it to visibility. The Blusa are 200 feet off screen. Raffeneld. Oh, sorry. No, one more thing.
An even bigger crystal flies over the fort. Inside is a giraffe.
Too soon.
No.
I feel like, do you guys remember the last mission in ODST where you had to survive?
No.
I believe
So
you're thinking about
basically-
Reach.
Was it Reach?
Reach.
Halo Reach.
Raffeneld,
Okay, so
the ogres charge forward and are now at the base of the steps. The first one looks like it's gained a little bit of ground on the steps. The warriors in white pelts, still using their tower shields, have charged. Oh, sorry, their leader is with them too. And he is visible there. Cool. Great. Right behind the ogres are the fighting men, and about 300 feet behind them are the hoplites, the Aeten warriors with the shields and spears. There's about 24 fighting men with the ogres. There's about 20 of the hoplites.
Amazing.
Oh, and to the south of you, you would see that the spider things are climbing over the wall.
Yeah. So Raffineld.
We love the take you put on it. It's flawless.
Yeah, it's great.
We're gonna do this. Three levels higher. Okay. Can you help me out with a draconic spirit?
Yeah.
Please.
At 8th level. Oh! Someone's gonna get fucked up!
Oh, I forgot to do the mage hunters. That's fine. Bear with me here.
You don't have to do them.
No, I do.
Yeah, that's fine. You could skip them.
Well, the one's stunned.
Yeah, one's
yeah.
stunned. He has to make a con save.
I thought it just lasts until
it just lasts a turn. Yeah.
Oh, never mind then. So
Chicho.
It says till the end of your next turn, so
Right.
you still get yet another turn with it being stunned.
Gotcha.
Chicho, you should have access to the character sheet, I believe.
Nice.
And able to move the token.
Okay.
After summoning it as your action, you can move, and then the dragon spirit will go after your turn.
Okay, so it'll be summoned here.
Okay.
I will move over here. Oh my fuck. Oh my fucking fuck. Okay, so I'm gonna move back.
Well, hold on. Since that is the case, what you would actually see is the mage hunter has moved through the courtyard as you're kind of moving that direction, and it's burrowed its claws into the wall. It's about 5 feet below you on that wall, in actuality.
So I would be seeing it.
Yes, as you're kind of
from like where I was
casting the draconic spirit, not looking that direction. You kind of turn and look back that way and are starting to move, and you can see it like bullet across the field and just like digging its claws into the stone, heading up towards you.
No, leave me alone.
And you know exactly what it is. A mage hunter is a creature that is pretty much designed as a monstrosity to murder spellcasters.
Okay. Okay. So, draconic spirit is gonna. I mean, I would like for him to fly, back towards me, towards the mage hunter, and avoid the freaks on the walls. Could I make that happen?
Yeah.
You think?
It moves 50 feet. Or, sorry, 60 feet. It flies 60 feet.
60 feet, yeah. So I'll adjust the stats in a second.
Perfectly fine.
I need to do some attacks.
Sure.
Okay. So
when you summoned it, was it chromatic, gem, or metallic?
We'll go with
for flavor, Genaris is very
gem.
metal focused, but yeah, gem's fine too.
Well, because I want to have that force.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, right? Force
Force
resistance? Yeah, okay. Okay, so then to hit. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I have to read all these things really quick. So I have multi attacks, half the spell's level is 4, so that's 4.
4 attacks with rend.
Okay, and so then my
spellcasting modifier is the attack number to hit. So
okay.
I believe for you would be a plus 9. Wait, sorry, what's your spell attack modifier?
It's a plus 4.
No, it's just the spell. That's just the ability modifier. What's your proficiency bonus?
Oh.
5,
4.
right? Oh, 4.
So that's 8.
So plus 8 to attack.
Okay.
And it does an additional 8 damage for each of the attacks. So if you click it, I already have the metric. Go ahead and roll the attack 4 times as it stands.
Okay. I don't know where the thing is. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry.
Okay. So that's it, it's a miss. That's a hit, and a guaranteed. We'd love to see that. 18 hits without any modifying, and 19 hits without any modifying. Go ahead, click the damage on these. That's 3 of them. It'll be a d6 plus 12. So it's actually plus 8 more than what you're seeing here. So it's going to be 14 damage for the first one. It's going to be 17 damage for the second one. And it's going to be 16 damage for the last one. You summon the dragon, turn and look, and go, huh, and kind of point towards it. The dragon swoops up, comes down like a crystalline just menace, slams into it with the front claws, bite and tear to the side, and then the hind teeth kind of claw, or kind of slash out, hind feet kind of claw out to the side, and it kind of like swoops up a little bit from that just massive tear attacks. The first claws kind of broke the defense. The tear ripped into it quite heavily, and then the back feet were the main winners in that deal.
Is it dead?
No. So that's not possible, but yeah. It's an action.
Not possible?
It's a breath weapon. You can't breathe after.
I thought it said I get.
And it uses its breath weapon. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, great. Yep, that's fine. I did not read it. Interesting.
John, don't. I know you like have anti-witch bigotry, but let me have this one.
You're currently playing an anti-witch bigot, though. Like.
You played this character.
I'm confused.
Raphael is an anti-witch bigot?
Yeah, she's a Chernarus Mage Eater. That'll miss on the saving throw. Okay. It'll take 8 damage. Real quick, let me check something here.
It doesn't get like a bonus? Oh no, it doesn't.
Bear with me.
A bonus to what?
That breath damage. No, the damage, the breath damage. I'm on your side.
Okay.
Jesus. I'm not playing Balro anymore.
I'm scared.
Okay.
I'm not playing Balro anymore. Okay.
That's right.
Raphael done. Domneva, you are up.
Okay. So I looked at the wing boots and it said it doesn't say it costs an action or a bonus action or anything. I just have that flying speed, so
if Zach is still watching, he's probably saying to himself, "Yeah, you just are always flying. You just are
always flying, baby."
You're a monk with wing boots.
Yeah. You just never stop.
There's just flying. You're always flying.
There's no reason not to fly.
True.
Until 10 minutes runs up.
Well, no, I could use it all in the span, but
it's an hour.
Your girl's gonna fly over this creature because she saw the other one go towards my girl. Let me see how far that is.
Do you issue any commands as you fly past?
Oh yeah, no. As I fly past, I'm just gonna say, "Knights, soldiers, kill that one," because it's stunned and stuff. And then I think I can make that like up to right here because I think that's 65.
Okay.
I'm gonna go right here, and I'm gonna start fighting this one.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm sorry. Gonna go with this. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. And then I'm obviously gonna spend a key point to try to hurt it more.
Of course. You can stun it.
Nice. All right. So, do 3 of those hit or all 4?
All 4.
Okay. Just the 9, not the 6. And 6
he didn't use Stunning Strike.
He said he spent a key point to...
No, the Flurry of Blows. Sorry, not the Stunning Strike.
Regardless, it's efficient. You slam into it as the dragon's kind of pulling away from it. Punch, and then kind of like kick. And as you're kind of twisting upwards, you kind of break into it a bit and kind of split your legs open in a spiral, causing it to split in half in like green goo.
So after killing it, Domneva's just going to be like, "I've got you!" And then that's it.
Absolutely. On initiative 1,
Hold up. My
ahead.
soldiers.
Go ahead.
My
Go ahead. Sorry.
soldiers.
That's right.
God, stop skipping me. My knight is going to use his leadership ability
Mm-hmm.
for the soldiers, and then my soldiers are going to take.
And surround it. It's no longer
Yeah.
stunned, by the way. It would have
Yeah.
stopped being stunned at the end of your turn.
Yeah, they're going to. I think there's 3 of them, so it's going to be 6 longsword attacks.
Correct.
3,
Hit.
4.
Miss. Oh no, hits. Sorry, 2 hits. Give me 2 damage rolls.
Okay. 1, 2.
7, 13. Okay.
I'm gonna move Domneva back just to get sight on them, and then I'm gonna move them how I wanted them to be.
Okay. And then on 1,
no, he couldn't make it there, so we're gonna put him there.
John, quick question. Would the 16 attack have a chance to hit with the D4?
Oh, true.
no, the 16 did hit. Sorry, those were the 2, 18
Oh,
and
the
16.
did it.
Yeah.
So there was a 19
Okay, yeah.
and 18 and a 16.
Oh, I didn't see the 19, so 3 hits. Give me another damage roll.
Gotcha. Thank you. Sorry.
It kind of,
just a 10.
yeah, it kind of grouped in there with the leadership thing. I didn't see it, so
Yeah, it did.
that's my
My
fault.
bad.
No problem. Okay, so before the initiative resets on 1, the spider creatures are going to go. This massive band of them is just going to start jumping on top of the dragon.
Uh-oh.
This group appears to have a addition. These pink-fleshed creatures that look like hobgoblins that have had their flesh kind of boiled. They have tentacles that have grown out of their backs, and their arms appear to have like 4 connection points. So instead of just one like elbow, it appears to have like 3 additional elbows and the wrist. These creatures kind of jump down on top of the gem dragon, and I need the gem dragon to make 3 athletics rolls against the creatures. If it doesn't have athletics, it just rolls a strength roll.
Yo, fuck, man, I wish Goblin Slayer were here. She would make such quick work of these goblins.
Okay, so they managed to grapple it, and then they managed to pin it. So all of them drop onto the Gem Dragon as it's kind of smashing into the Mage Slayer, and as they kind of take weight onto it, you see them kind of grasp at the wings and stop them from moving, and other ones kind of grasping at like the tail and kind of pulling it downwards. The dragon smashes into the ground with all of these creatures on top of it. And it seems that 2 of the 3 tentacle creatures kind of like are positioned on their backs and kind of bend outwards, and the tentacles kind of lift up and then drop down into the back of the creature. I need it to make Constitution saving throw twice. Okay, it fails the first one. You see as it starts sucking life out of the magic. Since this is a summon creature, it takes 3 times this damage. So it'll be 27 points of damage to the Draconic Spirit.
Not the draggy.
But for all intents and purposes, every single one of the goblins that's around it right now are actually on top of it, like a pile. And it being pinned means it's restrained. Inweir, it goes... Oh, sorry. Massive horde over here. They're just going to move into the courtyard behind the Mage Slayer. That's all they can do. They dash to get there. And then that one near you, Urumi, rushed out to get to you. The ones above you don't attack, but they're kind of like up there on the roof. This one kind of drops down, landing in the courtyard with its 2 massive mouths. And the 2 that are on you here and here will be able to attack. So
looks like they want to die.
The Chitine, the creature with the 4 arms, kind of spider hair to the south of you, draws like daggers and starts kind of lashing in at you with 3 of them. Any of those hit?
2 of them do.
Okay. Do you
The
want
last
to
2.
uncanny dodge the first one?
Yes.
Okay. Then you'll take half of 6.
Okay.
And then the second one will be 6, so total of 9.
Nice.
So, she takes
sorry.
2 damage, and
What?
I take. Do I take half of her? Like, if she got half of it, would I take
Well, no,
all
for
of it
for each instance it triggers, so it's actually less damage she takes.
Because basically it's reducing damage she takes.
Is it 10 feet or 15 feet? 10, right?
10.
The golden
Any allied
container
creatures within
has
10 feet of
an
me.
aura around him. For the first attack, it deals 3 damage. Your proficiency bonus is 3, so Elizabeth, you take none, and Edgar takes 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the second one, instead of taking 6, you take 3, Elizabeth, and then Edgar takes 3.
No, she takes 2. My proficiency bonus is 4.
Oh, right. So it omits the first damage, and you take 3, Edgar, and then right. Got it. Cool.
Time to start soaking up the damage.
How much do I take? I
You
take
would
3?
take 2 total overall of
2
it.
total.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Edgar takes the rest.
Just making sure.
Yep.
Thank you, Edgar.
In where
You've got this, Arumi.
you're up. And just during your turn at some point, just issue a free command to tell them to continue shooting or whatever you want.
Yeah, that's all I want them to do is to continue shooting. Except for this one night, I'd like to, like, as I run past him, he yells, "Help me out!" And I should be able to get all the way here.
You're jumping off of the cliff. It's 60 feet you're up.
Bonus action rage.
You're jumping 60 feet off of the cliff.
Yep.
He knows what he's about, okay?
Fuck yeah, buddy.
This is wild.
He's taking that jump.
Okay.
Zach, from a tactical perspective,
No.
No. This has to do with his orders. If you have one knight issue the leadership action, it's going to give a D4 on all your knight's attack rolls and soldiers.
Oh, everyone?
As long as I can hear it for 1 minute.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So you're jumping off of there. Go ahead and make an athletics check. You have a strength of 20, is that right?
Strength of 18, but I have this.
Yeah, that's right.
Great leap, which gives me triple my distance jump, and also while raging, I'm immune to fall damage.
And you raged first.
I raged bonus action rage, which gives me 10 feet of movement with the bonus action movement because I get the instinctive pounce. So and that's the 10 feet of movement I needed before I jump, and I'm immune to fall damage. So I land behind that line, and I'm gonna start swinging, baby.
I assume you land on that guy because the hammer.
Oh yeah, that's the hammer's like full on.
No one was.
You thought you killed us all. You left one.
No one was expecting that, including the guy who wrote your character's class. Feel free to go ahead and make an attack roll with advantage.
Good shit. Good shit.
There you go.
That'll hit.
There's
Ooh,
20
yeah.
damage.
He takes it quite well. And as you kind of hit into him and kind of hit the ground, like standing next to him, like the ground underneath you breaks, and you kind of look up at him as you draw the hammer away from him, and you're looking dead on into a Goliath's eyes. This appears to be the body or the person of a member of your clan, one of the leaders of your clan.
The plot fucking thickens, bro.
His eyes are completely white over.
Yeah, oh yeah. He yells, "Let him go!" and smashes him in the face.
All right.
28. So another 25 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, that's hella damage.
Let him go.
He is not bloodied. He does spit out a tooth for flavor, but he is not bloodied at that stage.
Oh shoot! I should have used some of these. That's right.
The warriors with the tower shields kind of look confused, and you see him kind of just look back over him and say, "Continue forward." But you actually hear 2 voices speaking at once, and you would realize that it's half of it is Hiv's voice, this ally of yours,
Right.
and the other half is not. All right. So anywhere your people will shoot. Give me 8 attacks with crossbows and 2 attacks with night crossbows. And the guy is not going to jump off like you did, because that's absolutely batshit. But since you said I need some help, he is going to dash and drop down.
I wanted him to just use his leadership action.
Okay, he'll use his leadership action.
Yeah,
and then
that's what I wanted.
He'll move to this point kind of here-ish, so he can drop down and defend at the door. Or open the door and let you in if needed.
2, 7. That was 8 of the soldiers.
Yep.
How many of those hit?
18 is the AC, and they have disadvantage. They're shooting at the fighting men this time, actually, so it's a 20 AC. So that's all misses.
Damn.
Would the D4 help? No, D4 probably wouldn't help any of them.
No.
The D4 would help the 20.
No, there's no 20. That's an
It's
8.
an 8.
Oh, right, it's an 8. They're all
Yeah.
disadvantaged.
Because, again, you were firing at the warriors who are now on a different side of the map. They're now firing at the next wave, which would be the fighting men.
Yeah.
And sorry, no, their AC is not 20. Wrong. That's the hoplites. The fighting men have an AC of 15, and that would only help the heavy crossbow 13 roll, I think. So roll a d4.
Also the 11, right? If he got a 4.
Oh, and the 12. Roll one more and one more. We're going to do 12, so 14 misses, 14 misses, and miss.
Awesome. That went really well for me.
Oh, the one actually hits. It's one hit. Give me the damage.
Sweet.
Cool.
Looking great.
All right. Grimble.
All right. First things first. He moves forward. Kind of his great axe kind of falls to the side as he reaches over his shoulder and pulls out his javelin. He steps into this guy's space.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to throw his javelin at this guy.
The mage hunter blocks it. You can't draw a line of sight to that guy.
Transforms into a lightning bolt.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You're throwing the lightning javelin.
So he's going to lightning bolt through, attack towards this guy at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then with his second attack, he's going to, I guess, a great axe, something, whatever. It depends on what dies.
Okay.
So we'll do the lightning bolt first.
It's your action to lightning bolt, though, I think. Go ahead.
No, it just says when you hurl it and speak its command word. So I'm assuming it's
an attack, yeah. Okay. DC's 15 for that, I believe.
Yeah, it's DC 13 dexterity saving throw for everything in the line, and then I need to make a ranged weapon attack against the target.
Okay.
So I got it. Give me a second.
Okay. 21. So
that 46 is for the lightning damage. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I know. So -10. That'd be enough to kill. And the mage hunter is fine. The last one takes 21. Okay, great. I'm just going to. He has no command. Oh, he's back already. Okay, cool. So attack roll with the javelin.
Yeah, the attack roll with the javelin was an 11.
Okay. Yeah, that misses. And then go ahead and take your second attack.
Okay. I guess the second attack is going to be the great axe against the mage hunter.
Okay.
I'm going to continue moving though, so that I end up over here. Oh, that's Okay, let me do some rearranging here. Yeah, so now my great axe attack against the Mage Hunter right there. It's going to be 25. It deals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra points of damage.
Okay.
Nice.
And so that's going to be 20 damage against the Mage Hunter.
Dies. Smash it greatly. Cool. Kind of with like a rallying cry, raising your axe, and all of the soldiers kind of as you murder the Mage Hunter. Okay.
Yeah, he moves up here and just like roars angrily at everybody that's still left.
Make a perception roll real quick for me.
All right, my javelin is here. Perception's 9.
You are unaware. Okay. And then Grimbold, you move up. Your javelin's over there. Yep, that's true. Anything else?
Cool. That should be it for me. He just says something like, "Stand fast, men."
Ruby?
Yep, that's it for me.
So we are going to do a little bit of the same with...
Oh, make a perception check at the start of your turn.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay. 12?
No.
Dang. This has got to be good. Yay! We're gonna go with the +2 on this guy.
Okay.
Um,
Hit.
25.
No allies here, so sneak attack is not.
Oh, shoot.
Unless you're standing. If you're standing still, you can bonus action steady aim. So that's fine.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Because I'm just gonna stay where I am. Perfect.
The ones on the roof above you, you can kind of see them. Actually, that would your perception was super low. I was gonna say that gives you advantage on the check, but no, it's not helpful. But yeah, there's some coming down the stairs as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Edgar, perception roll.
All right. Nope.
Okay. Take your turn.
All right. First we're gonna take just trying to count my movement since that applies to my stuff. If I go here and then 1, 2, 3, that's not enough. I'd have to go here. 10 feet, 30 feet. Okay, that'd work. So here, and then move up. Charging to attack that guy right there. And yeah, why not? Let's Great Weapon Master this bad boy as well. So I ready to lance him through, and 20 to hit.
Nailed it.
For 27 damage.
Dead.
And then is that only on my first attack, or as long as ran in a straight line? The Golden Campaigner.
Straight line. You gotta move 20. Straight line.
So
it's like a ram for.
Okay. So, but that's basically just my first attack. It wouldn't be if I attack
Correct.
someone straight ahead of me. It wouldn't affect them.
Correct. Unless you move, attack, and then move, attack.
Okay, I'm out of movement though because I used 30 to set that up, so that's fine. But I will attack this dude right there. Let's take off Golden Campaigner, and we shall strike with the glaive. Rolling hot on.
This guy's actually about 10 feet above you, but since you're 6 foot tall and you're wielding a reach weapon, that's fine.
Okay.
Unless you're attacking the one on the steps. Were you attacking this one?
If I could attack that one, that's the one I was thinking of.
Okay, yep, that hits. Damage.
Alright. 19 damage.
Just enough. You kind of smash through the first one and then kind of whip the blade back in to catch the last one. And then you're saying.
And then Great Weapon Master, I get a bonus action since I've killed something.
Mm-hmm.
And I will
swing up.
attack that one on Arumi.
It's on the roof, but yeah. That'll hit damage.
Another 19.
So you kind of smash that last one and kind of pull the glaive up and catch it and then drag it down, slamming it into the ground with like a loud, sickening pop, and then kind of bring the glaive back to bear. Done with your turn, Raphael. Before your turn goes, it goes to the 10s. The thing that you didn't notice, Raphael, you do notice and have noticed since turn 20, it appears that a very, very hard to see silver line has appeared directly above the commander. And you can see that there appears to be some sort of portal magic happening there. From your vantage point, you cannot see how that works. But for the commander, he will look up after the fact, but he is being shot by a shit ton of arrows.
May the odds.
Did they open a portal to like shoot arrows through?
Yeah.
They
Oh,
opened
Jesus
a
Christ.
fucking portal to shoot you in the noggin. Boy!
You wouldn't?
And I'm guessing they have
I mean, yeah, I would.
Yeah,
but
they do have
still.
advantage. So what you see as the first one hits and crits, you look up and there's about a 10-foot wide portal, and you can see 5 women and 1 guy with bows loosing arrows and firing them through this portal. However, the way you're looking at them, it doesn't look like they're shooting down. They're shooting straight at you. So you're seeing them on a strange horizontal from a vertical position. So the portal here is being placed on a horizontal plane, and the plane there,
Now that's thinking with portals.
is on a vertical plane. But yeah, this is going to be a shit ton of damage, so let's get through that.
Fucking magic.
What's your AC for the commander?
20, I believe.
Okay.
Yep, 20.
So hit, miss, or hit, hit, miss, hit, miss, hit, miss. So that much damage. And then the other 6 that are kind of present as well fire their arrows.
I'm sorry, I'm assuming they were firing with advantage?
Yeah, because you didn't know they were there.
All right. So, do you want me to do all this math?
I mean, that'd be slow, but I can do it real
I'm
quick.
pretty sure I'm fucking dead.
No.
That's 10. That's more than 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 10. By that point, I'd be dead. So
71.
I'd be at 0. I take a crit, so that's 2 failed death saving throws, and then I take another one. That's 3
How many
failed
hit
death.
points did you have? You have
70.
70. I dealt
Yeah, I know.
71 total.
Hold on. 12. 23.
I just did the math. I have it right here. I did 71 total. There's no way you're dead. You're dying, but you're not dead.
You just sunk our battleship.
Anyways, there's more attacks coming at the guys next to him. So hold on. 3,
What the fuck?
4, 5, 6. 1, 2.
That's 83 damage.
83 damage?
Yeah, I think you missed the 12 at the bottom. It got split up.
Okay, yeah. So then he would have been down at the crit, the last crit, and then the 21, or the 12 rather, would have 1 death saving throw failure. Okay, so he's down with 1 failed death saving throw. Back to what
Would
I
they
was...
still have advantage if he's prone because he got knocked unconscious?
Ha 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 ha! Good
That's
question.
fair.
I never know how D&D things work, so that's like a thing, right?
That's more than fair. I will say that the last attack, if it did put him down, the 12 misses, so it is 71 damage.
So he doesn't take the death save at least. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Good thinking.
But yeah, the archers that are shooting the soldier are
those are
going
dead soldiers
to
right there.
hit a few times. Yep. It'll just kill the 1. Okay. All right. Edgar.
God damn.
That was after your turn on 10. More on 10. They rush away from that and move up to the door. They move 30 feet to get there. They're going to take the dodge action. And the last one will not take the dodge action. He is going to use his action to ready an object.
Oh no.
Fuck these archers, dude.
The berserkers rush forward and see the fight between the two Goliaths and ignore it.
God damn it.
Just running past. Bye!
We're just gonna leave you alone with your trauma.
One will actually be so bold as to just move past you to provoke an opportunity attack.
Yeah, I'll take the swing.
Yeah.
Take that shit.
18.
That'll hit. Yeah.
25.
Damn.
She falls to your hammer as she's running past you. You smash her, and you kind of cause the blade that's already in her neck to like break out of her neck and like kind of twist her form to fall to the ground. Yeah, they rush forward, and then the ogres continue up. They move 40. So this one's right behind you. There. And then Gianfo move you there. Add you to the map. Off to the side, add you to the map. And then hold on a second here. Oh, I see why. Up, up, up. Add to the map. Okay. The fighting men make it onto the board as well. As you smash the woman down and she tries to rush past you behind you, you turn and look behind you and see 3-4 ogres kind of rushing up the hill, and the fighting men, the first half of them, kind of coming up behind. It's not too dissimilar from what you dealt with at Bloodrock. That said, Raffeneld. The dragon is restrained as an action. Sorry, you muted. As an action, it can attempt to break the grapple.
All right. So one, you said that Raffeneld could see the little silvery thing above the commander.
Yes, but you cannot see.
Did I hear that?
Yeah, you cannot see into it.
No, but I couldn't see him. I can't see him from where I am and where I've been.
Sure,
like, I can't see him on the map.
Yeah, I know. It's above him, so it's in the sky. It's not ground level.
Okay. So I don't know. I don't want to feel like it was my fault that he got killed.
Not your fault.
Maybe it was. Okay, so
No, it's John's fault.
It is John's fault. That's true. Okay, so I have...
It's probably, to be honest, more true, yeah.
In my bag, I have a thing. Okay. So, I know the dragon is suffering, but... I mean, too bad, right? So this is going to be aimed at the crowd of dudes that's like marching up those steps. Oh shit. Okay, one second. I have to kind of go back and forth a little bit.
No worries. Chad, that GIF is 100% accurate. I'm so sorry.
Do what now?
That GIF is 100% accurate. So sorry. It's a GIF of a guy being shot by a lot of arrows. So we're watching it all.
All of the arrows.
All of the arrows.
Okay, so I want to aim it. So this is a scroll. No, not a scroll. My bad. It's my staff, not a scroll. I kind of wave the staff over my head and release a fireball. I want to get as many of these douchebags as possible, including this ogre.
From your vantage point, your 20-foot radius, you can hit all the douchebags and the ogre. That's fine. 26 damage? Okay.
No, 37.
Oh, you cast it higher.
Plus 11.
Gotcha.
It's a 5th level.
Okay. So, bear with me here. Character sheet, deck saving throws, here they come. A total of 12 from the fighting folk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And from the ogre battering ram, probably a failure. Yeah. So what was the max?
37.
Okay. Why is he not on? Is he on the map? Oh, he's on the map. That's funny. Okay. He was actually a part of the terrain. 27. 37. Okay. That'll kill the ogre.
Ew.
Thank fuck. Okay.
Well, your previous bombardments had been very helpful. That will kill the first veteran, not the second veteran, not the third veteran, the fourth veteran, the fifth veteran, the sixth veteran, or fighting man. So we're calling them. Yeah, that's all of them, except for those two.
Who look like they've had better days.
Oh yeah, they took a shit ton of damage there. That's for sure. Okay.
Okay, so is the Draconic Spirit... I'm sorry, I missed how much damage you did to it during my last turn.
Sure.
Any chance
It was, yeah, it was a total of 19.
Okay. So is it being grappled by one of the creatures?
Being restrained by all of the creatures
work?
working in unison.
Restrained.
You'll make one attempt to try and break it, but you'll have disadvantage, and I'll have advantage on my attempt to stop you.
So it's what, either disadvantage to try and break free or disadvantage on attack rolls?
Yeah. You can still attack, it just sucks at it.
Okay, can I... Okay, so... I'm just gonna... Yeah, because I don't... Okay, so you know what? I'm just going to do my breath attack.
Okay.
No, that kind of sucks. I'm gonna do my... I'm gonna struggle and try to break free.
Okay. It's really good.
19?
Alright. Bear with me here.
He's strong.
Where are my things?
Is it plus another 4 because it was casted at 8th level, or no?
No.
It doesn't add anything to its skills, no.
Gotcha.
Okay. It will... What the fuck? Having some oddnesses with... Yeah. So it is making this attempt with advantage. It fails. So you manage to break free. It can move now, but it's no action, or it has no action left.
Can I fly up?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say I move here.
Okay.
Oh, there's more of them over there. Great.
Okay. So as you kind of knock them away from you,
Okay, that's my turn.
And the dragon tries to fly away, all the creatures swing up at it as it's escaping.
Oh shit. Okay, that's fine.
It's gonna be like 10 attacks, my guy.
Yeah. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these little guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have...
one hit.
This one would actually not... It flew upwards, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a dual grim. I don't know where any of my character sheets went. This is hilarious.
I packed up and went home because I thought it'd be a bad day to fight.
Sure. 1, 2, 3. Does either of those hit?
No, I got a 22 AC.
Okay.
Nice.
So far I've hit with 1. So 6 damage to it.
All right.
That's it.
Not bad for taking that many opportunity attacks.
Not bad. I'm very satisfied with Draconic Spirit.
Okay. Raffinold done on initiative 1. The spider creatures will move. How far up is the Draconic Spirit? Muted.
20 feet.
Okay. So they're just going to move under it and sweep around. They're crawling up the walls and jumping down behind you. This one kind of climbs up onto this roof and then drops down. Similarly, underneath the dragon. Underneath the dragon. I believe I have 2 Gaunts and 2 Chittens and 1 Grim.
Oh god, I got freaked out for a second, but I remembered I'm flying. Oh.
You're not that far off the ground, though. You said you flew in.
I'm like 20 feet, right?
You fought a Mage Hunter. Mage Hunters are not 20 feet tall.
No, but they were that one that I fought was 20 feet off the ground, or like
Mage
15 feet off the ground.
Don't fly. They
No,
ran...
it was climbing the wall to get to Raphael.
That's right. Okay, well then that's fine. This is appropriate. I jump onto the roof. I'm just off of the roof. I'm connected to this wall here. I'm right there on this wall, and the only one that doesn't get to do anything is this one. No, sorry, it does get to do something. It has tentacles. It has reach of 10, so yeah, I get to do with everybody the same.
Leave me alone, John.
Perfectly fine. Okay, so the goblins are going to attack. One. He's going to attack. There's just one of them. 2, 3. Does the last one hit?
Yes.
The Chittines will attack. 1, 2, 3.
1 hits.
The Gaunts will attack. Tentacle 2. And then 1, 2.
1 hits.
Okay, great.
3 hits.
So let's see. What's your AC again?
17.
Got it. So hit, 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 hit.
I'm down.
Okay, and you're being grabbed and held down. Okay, Domneva, that was after you on initiative 1. Great. Let's see. Inware.
Wait, was that after me?
Oh yeah, you get to go before them. I'm so sorry.
John, what the fuck?
Well, you know it's coming. You get to see the sands of time. Go ahead and take your turn.
Oh, the fuck, it's not coming.
Okay. I got to
Fly away,
Are you
John!
just gonna
Fly
decimate
away!
them?
Just leave! Just leave! Live!
I got
Save
to-
yourself!
Hold on. Domneva just had like a What's So Raven moment. Like whoosh.
No, it's like the end of the Twilight Second movie. Like you saw like the murder that could happen to you, and you're like that vampire guy. You're like, I don't want to fuck with that.
Wow.
Hold on. Fuck that shit. Domneva's gonna use her action and bonus action to dash the fuck out with 210 feet up in the air.
Okay,
So she's...
great. That's your turn.
Yup.
Cool.
Yeah, you just watch the commander of the keep get like absolutely fucking filled with arrows.
So all those attacks are being replaced and changed onto your soldiery, and I had enough to murder you pretty well, and they have half your hit points, so I easily kill this soldier here.
That's fine. The knight's gonna boost his AC to 20 with his parry, but I don't think that's gonna help.
Yeah, I haven't attacked him yet.
Okay.
I'm going to do so with the Grim. Hit. And the Gaunts to...
I have a question, though. Is there cloud cover, or is it just a sunny day?
Sunny day, as I said at the beginning of the game.
Gotcha. Sorry.
No worries. Bam. And...
Beautiful day to die.
So a bit of damage to the knight.
Really?
I'll go ahead and deal with that. 11 plus 4, so 15. Great. Yeah. And then these ones over here. Rushing past the downed opponents.
Don't forget, there's one under the dragon.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just going to hang out there. It's looking up at the dragon, waiting. Dashing and dropping down behind Edgar. No attack. This one moves to here. This one moves to here. This one will move up onto the steps and start making its way up with a dash. I will attack Grimbald once, and I will attack the soldier once. The soldier is dead. Grimbald, you take a failed death saving throw. And it recovers health. In Weir, you are up.
We're gonna try a seismic slam.
Go with it.
$29.
Yep.
So
27.
27 altogether.
And you can do a free show. As a bonus
Yeah,
action.
bonus action. Can I shove him to prone?
Yeah.
It's 18 because I have advantage, right?
Yeah. I don't have athletics trained. I still best you.
All right. Well, then just a 27 to hit for a second attack.
That'll work.
Another 25.
Yeah. That kills him. All right. Movement.
Yeah, I'm just making sure nothing applies
Sure.
on a kill. I don't think so. Okay. I am going to move up to here. And that'll end my turn.
Okay. On initiative 20, you see the portal above the downed commander shut. And then it'll go to Grimbold. Death saving throw.
Don't fail.
Why would you say that? Why?
Well,
You're evil.
Grimbold, you pass. You die. All right. Arumi, from even this distance throughout the
oh
throng of
wait,
the
shit!
fight.
I already had two. I already had one failure, didn't I?
You did. That's 2 fails there.
Yeah. All right.
Love
Well,
you,
that
chat.
sucks.
God damn.
It's almost over. I promise they should be dead in the next 18 minutes.
Wow.
Arumi, you're up.
Jesus.
This is me at my most malicious.
I love it. Keep going.
Is this revenge? Is this malicious intent
No, this
based
is
on
There's no
the game?
malicious.
this is something I'll explain after while I'm not being streamed because it's important
Okay,
for
gotcha.
the Sunday players to unveil it. It's really, and if they watch this, so much the better. They'll have more of an understanding of what happened here when they get here. But
Fair
yeah,
enough.
Urmi.
So I am going to move here. So not provoke an opportunity attack from that guy. And then attack this one by Edgar.
Yeah.
I hope that hits.
Oh yeah. Flattened him.
Perfect.
Beautiful clean kill. Yeah. I think every single time you've swung with Urumi, you've murdered something. Urumi, done? Anything else?
I like her.
She's great. Anything else? Nothing? You're pretty well protected by the campaigner, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just say stay where you're at. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Speaking of Edgar.
All right.
Bye.
So I All right, now that I have vision, where? Oh, are you kidding me? I can't get to him because there's dudes in the way. Crap. So John, real quick, just so you can veto it. One of the things I figured for the main spell might make sense is Revivify.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. So I can potentially save our commander.
Oh shit! I guess I better stick around.
All right, so I'll move. That's 5, 10. I'm still not. That's 15. I will then, as a, where is it? Sorry, I'm trying to look at my Valiant Cry. As an action, I let out a loud cry that bolsters my allies and pushes back my foes. All allied creatures within 30 feet gain temporary hit points equal to my paladin level. 9. These temporary hit points last for 1 minute. All hostile creatures within 30 feet must make a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet from me.
Grims? They fail. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Fails as well. 10 feet, can't go anywhere, slams into the wall. Goes right here. Can't go anywhere, slams into a wall. Oh, there was one more. Fails. Pushes him 10 back. He kind of bumbles over the commander's corpse. And then within 30 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20, the Dolgons. 1, 2. One's fine, the other's not. 10 feet. The Chitteens cannot be force moved.
Oh, what about the 2 near Arumi? They're within 30 feet of me.
Oh, sorry, I did not see them.
I'm about to knock one off the roof.
Yeah, he falls off the roof. Roll a d10.
Roll 1d.
Cool. Yeah, with a thud. All right. Edgar, done?
So then I
Close the cat. Get close to the ally.
I'm gonna take the 2 opportunity attacks to get close.
Sure. Another hit.
And then sorry, I'm just trying to think if there's a. No, I don't want to waste that 3rd level spell. I don't have I think a bonus action. I can. You know what we'll do? I'm gonna use Shield of Faith, to just bump up my AC a little bit more. I am trying to last a round.
Okay.
I want to be as hard to hit as possible.
On 10, the one that was carrying the weird object rushes forward to the wooden doors, iron reinforced wooden doors. Slams it into the doors, and as he does, it starts to kind of burn bright red hot, as do his hands, and he kind of screams in agony as he falls dead. But the door starts to kind of break in the center as the stone starts to fall down and like draw a line through where the bars that are barring it are melted away. The rest of them then push through the doors and dash into the courtyard, having spent 30 feet of movement to push the doors open for the first wave, so all of the rest kind of fall in line behind. They don't seem to care about the Goliath out there. Just rushing away from him, getting into the fort.
Opportunity attack?
The ones that are adjacent to you, yeah, you can take one. Which one do you want? The closest to the doors or the farthest from the doors?
Probably the farthest.
Okay. 15, is that the result?
Oh, does the reckless not still apply to those?
No.
Okay.
I think it's reckless during your turn only.
Yep, during this turn.
Yeah.
I think reckless is any weapon attack.
Yeah, but only during your turn.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
15 will miss. They rush away from you, no problem. The ogre, the one with the battering ram, stops right in front of you. And this one is going to move past you, getting behind the allies, as will this one. The ogre in question will use the battering ram and slam it down on you.
That'll hit.
Okay. And that'll do 19.
So 9 or 10 with the resistance.
Round down, so 10 or 9. And then as that's happening, you're kind of pushed back and away. You can see that the one that's behind you or up the stairs from you kind of turns around and drops the battering ram down on the steps and kind of holds a position like he's blocking the path.
Got it.
All right. All these guys here.
That's a really cool ability, block the path.
Looks like the next wave has 2 commanders in their midst. And now for the true horror. The warg token.
What did you just say?
The true horror. The warg tokens are not wargs. They're the fleas, the giant fleas that I mentioned, the blusa.
no.
And the riders atop them are coming. They've now just landed there.
Oh no.
This fort, bro. Fuck this fort.
We
Edgar,
need to get into the inside.
then them, and then Raphael.
Ugh.
Be fine.
No, we won't. You see me starting to like freak out a bit because I know what these things can do firsthand.
Jisha, Raphael's up. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And then, sorry. Okay, so Raphael is gonna swing the staff again. I mean, if it works, it works, right?
Yeah, up at the veterans. It looks like he'll be able to catch them all again. But not the commanders.
Wait. So, wait. No, I want to get these guys here.
Oh, you're getting the ones that are in the courtyard. Okay, sure. Yeah, you can get all of them. The issue is because it's a 20-foot height, there's no way you can detonate that without it overlapping onto the ground level of the step that they're on top of. So it will hit at least one veteran.
Okay, I don't want to hit my friends. No.
If you want, you can move it away from them, but it'll stop you from getting the berserkers here. These 2 here.
Oh, there's berserkers there. Okay, no. Can I get everyone here?
Yeah,
like
so
in this region?
Because of your angle, you can't fire down at them directly. You can't see, there's not like a straight barrel line shot here. You have to fire out here. And because of that, it won't be able to get to the commanders. You see what I'm saying? You kind of have, well, I guess, yeah, you can, it's 20 foot. You can get them. And you'll get a blue set as well. Go for it.
Okay.
Okay, so that's that. Let me go ahead and
30 damage.
Yep. Which is not enough to kill any of them. So I'm just gonna save myself the trouble because I'm pretty sure I know where this is going. That's fine. They take it all. I'm overconfident. I don't want to roll dice. Rapinold, you're done. Dom Neva, you're up. Oh, sorry, Draconic Spirit.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do rend on the one right beneath me. Does that that's a 13, that probably misses.
Yeah, it doesn't hit anything on my board.
26?
That'll work. You're attacking the one beneath him?
Yeah.
Okay. Damage?
16.
Plus 8. So 24. It lives. Second attack? Or third attack?
I already have plus 8 in there.
Oh. Okay, you added it in. It wasn't in there before. That's fine. Okay. So then plus 8 health. It's super not dead.
Ooh.
That'll
17.
That'll be just enough to kill it.
Okay. And then I have one more.
Mm-hmm.
At the one right in front of me. That'll miss.
Okay.
Okay, so then I'm going to use my breath weapon.
On this kind of pack here?
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll just take the damage on this one as well.
Okay, that's 7 each.
Yeah, kills nothing, so...
He's just like, fuck it, I'll take all the damage. Why not?
You're still gonna
You're
die.
not gonna survive?
My overconfidence will lead to my demise.
John, I feel
I'll
like the
take
only
all
shot
that
we have
damage.
is if we can make it inside to create a bottleneck, and I don't know if we can.
So,
Oh, you mean like we were
I
supposed
can.
to?
Dom Neva, you're up.
Domneva's going to use an action to toss one of the iron stones above her head, and then bonus action movement dash west or east away from this battlefield.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Heroically runs away.
That's perfectly fine.
Exactly.
You said you're heading east, right?
Yes, away from the archers and away from the 7-foot guy with the
And you're how
fucking
many
staff.
How many feet are you skyward?
235 feet skyward and 140 feet to the east now.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for the thunderbolt to come out of the sky.
I swear to God, if that happens, man. No. All right, that's it. That's the turn.
Okay. On one, if you've ever seen Attack on Titan, you've definitely seen this scene. You see a massive hand kind of slam onto the south wall, another one, and then a head kind of peek over the top as the first of the giants that's crawling its way up appears directly below him, not too far off, and about 40 feet below them. You can hear the sound of slamming stone now over the din of combat. That is on one. Also on one. I'm gonna just move it as far. Yeah, there you go. The spider people here on the south side are just gonna continue to just dominate this knight here.
I mean, as long as he's into it.
He's not.
Well,
unfortunately, it
ready
is,
for a lawyer.
It is a bit shaky ground on the consent factor on that one. Yeah, he probably does not want to die horribly to malformed, aberrant goblin creatures. But yeah, it would go to me just killing him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's got an AC of 18, so I think one of those hits. Cool.
Is this a knight?
Yeah.
Can he parry?
Yeah, he can parry. He blocks it.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And then these guys. 1, 2.
If it's the one in the courtyard, that was mine, so he definitely parries.
No, it's not.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Jesus, fuck.
7, 8, 9.
Those goddamn goblins. It's always the goblins, man.
Hit.
John, I have a question whenever you have a sec.
Go ahead. Okay.
My stabs gives me a +2 to my spell attack modifier. Does my dragon inherit that?
No.
Okay.
I'll have to look into that, actually. I'm not 100% certain. Go ahead and add it for this game, though. Again, because I'm not bothered.
It doesn't matter what bonuses you have. You're all gonna die.
All right, Monk, you left the scene. We can't hear you talk to us.
Get out of here, you coward!
Come out! Come out!
All right, the Dolgrims are going to just absolutely bludgeon the shit out of these two soldiers.
I'll use my reaction on one of them, John, if they hit.
These are soldiers.
Right,
Oh,
but I have a reaction to parry.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was for the first guy. They have an AC of 18. So the Morningstar hits. You take 4 damage, Edgar.
I was gonna parry it.
They have ACs of 20 if they parry.
Well, no, I have a fighting style that lets
soldiers
me.
Don't. That's the knights.
Where is it? I had it set up.
Intervention. I know what it is.
Interception, yeah.
Yeah, so it does. It does enough less that it won't do anything. Then the other guy will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 2 hits. You take 4, Edgar. You take 4, Edgar, and he takes 6 and 3, so 9. Okay. The Gaunts will both attack on Edgar. And just in case you were wondering what these look like.
John, I gotta make con saving throws each time I took damage, right?
Yeah.
Alright, we're still good.
1, 2, 3, 4. Your AC with Edgar?
Shield of Faith is 22.
Alright, just barely missed. Okay, cool. That is it for initiative 1s. It goes to 21 in where?
Question. If I take an opportunity attack, can I use my Great Leap to 5, 10, and jump over both ogres and land over here? I'll take one opportunity from this one.
If that's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. That sounds cool. Go ahead.
Yeah.
First off, make an athletics check. I've got a DC set in my head. I know what I want. You're still raging, so you have advantage.
25.
You more than nailed it. Remembering block the path is the case. I'm gonna make a swing at you. I hit you. You do not make it as far as you want. You jump as skyward as you'd like, and it brings the battering ram up into the air and catches you, smashes you down into the ground.
Damn.
It reduces your speed to 0 when it hit. Oh, sorry, strength saving throw. Make a strength saving throw. It's not automatic. You succeed. It just hits you for a shit ton of damage, which would be 16 plus 19.
Oh my gosh.
What's that have?
Reduce to half.
18.
That'd be 35, so that'd be 18.
18. Yep.
Still a lot.
In we're done?
No, I haven't done anything yet. That was just movement.
Okay.
First attack against the Berserker straight south of me. 22. That's 21 to kill. Or to hit. Does that kill?
You're attacking which one?
The one straight south of me.
21 you said?
Yeah, total damage.
Couldn't have a game like this without having a chatting.
God damn it.
Oh, dang it.
God
Not
damn
the
it. Okay.
chatting.
Another attack on this one, but I'm going to try a whirlwind attack on it.
Mm-hmm.
So reckless 24.
That will work.
And the whirlwind should do an additional 3 damage to anyone within, so that chatted creature should die.
Right.
Fuck and, yeah.
3 plus 20 is enough to kill this one as well, so both of them die.
Yeah.
All right.
And this one also takes that damage too.
Oh, right, 3 damage.
Just a heads up.
Okay. Anything else?
That's the end of my turn. I forgot to say this last time, but are there any soldiers that should be firing?
Yeah, when you had not commanded them, they basically took the dodge action because they're all fucking terrified.
Yeah, that's fair. Are there any that should be fighting back?
They are defending the wall, so they're actually mustering and heading south to defend Lady Rapinold.
Then if there are none that are able to attack.
As they should.
They're all taking the dodge action, and they're all acting as a meat wall, protecting her.
Good.
All right. After 21, the soldiers are taking the dodge actions. They're on the defensive. Without anyone really commanding them, they're just preparing to kind of attack when they have advantage, or a good attack swing. Dom Neva, make a perception roll.
Gotcha. Here we go. Here's where Dom Neva dies. 23?
Yeah. So you can see that the forces beneath you that you're now flying over do appear to have a lot more mages than you remember ever seeing them have. In fact, you see the 7-foot, 8-foot tall mage with the gray skin and the bright red robes standing there, and you see him kind of looking like he's about to do something, and then he kind of
Fuck.
And I will then
No.
perform actions with him.
Fuck. I thought he was on the west side.
He was.
Fuck.
They were noted as using Dimension Door at some point.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fuck Dimension Door, man.
Should have stowed with your forces and helped us retreat.
Chat popped off video. It's okay. Hold on. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna quickly update and fix.
That's the tentacle monster?
What?
No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the Discord right now, and that's the tentacle monster.
Yeah, those are the tentacle hobgoblins. Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
They're so cute.
Yes, so cute.
So, which building is the one that gets us inside?
Hold on.
All of
The
them.
door to get us inside.
Yeah, to get access to the tunnels.
It's this one, I believe, that I'm pinging by me.
Okay.
Which is why I've kind of set up here.
Yeah. Okay.
You can't roll a stealth check while dashing, right?
No.
Damn.
Oh, those soldiers also had the temporary hit points too, so that probably is helping them survive as well.
So he is going to cast a spell.
Mm-hmm.
You said you were 200 and something feet up? Less than 300,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah, less than 300.
Awesome.
It's like note to self in the future: just keep flying vertically as well.
Yeah, really. God damn it.
You're never high enough.
I'm always
Never.
so
It's like-
high.
It's never enough.
Enter
guys.
orbit.
But knowing this guy, he probably has some
Just
BS,
keep
like he'd
those.
do 2 spells in a turn, so you just Dimension Door and fall and cast it at you as he's falling.
Right? Just zoom. Haha, magic!
Bear with me here. Sorry. My computer's lagging like crazy. Very aggravating.
That should mean don't kill Demny, but let her escape.
Mercury's been drinking the Gatorade.
I don't think that's a thing.
I don't know.
I just have to say, I do have the absorption stone up.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's probably not going to make a difference, but
okay. So the specific Archmage slash Hierophant Mystic Theurge doubles all spell ranges for its casting.
oh, cool. That's cool.
So I need you to
Awesome. It's fucking magical.
This is off the board, so this is so interesting. The area you're in becomes filled with gravitational magic, a sphere of pulsing dark starlight. The area, hold on, I'll just post it. You can read it.
Okay.
If my thing will stop lagging. Did it drop?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Star.
Ooh.
Oh, isn't that from your book?
No. This is from Matt Mercer's book.
Gotcha.
You are blinded.
Oh
Interesting.
no.
Can't see.
Mm-hmm.
You're entirely immune to thunder damage while you're inside of it.
Gotcha.
You can't cast spells.
Mm-hmm.
If you enter the spell's area for the first time on a turn or start your turn there, you take 8d10 force damage, or half as much on a successful one. If you reduce to 0 hit points, you're disintegrated.
Interesting. 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 That's
What a way
awesome.
to go, my friend. What a way to go.
Fuck you in particular.
Okay. Because you're unable to see the creature after it casts its spell, you don't know what it does immediately after it happens. But you do have that look, and then boom, everything just becomes like a bubble around you, and you're like not
What
sure.
the fuck? Okay. Oh damn. Okay.
Okay, so it goes to 20 to Grimbald. Grimbald's dead. I believe Chad left us.
Yeah.
And that's
Is it better if I just don't revivify him then?
that's more than fine.
I mean, I would like to from a RP standpoint,
I was
but it puts more work on you.
I was overconfident in my determination to kill you very quickly. I kind of had to split my focus, but yeah, please don't resurrect him. Arumi, you're up.
Okay.
Please don't resurrect him. You're up.
Amazing. Oh man, this has been weighing on me. I think I'm gonna stand where I'm at, and I'm going to.
You don't want to go into the subterranean space?
I mean, I kind of do, but.
Do it. Everyone's
Throw
trying
a
to
dagger
run.
on your way out to kill some.
Everyone. Yeah. Can I throw a dagger at this boy and then
run into the hole?
Run in? Yeah.
You can see that the doors are already left open. It will take an action to close those doors. So if you want to just go in, you can. Or you can run and close the doors behind you and then dash with the bonus action.
Does she have a grudge against Edgar?
Yeah, we just go run, close them doors.
Okay. Absolutely not a problem. Edgar,
we a survivor, bitch.
You're up. You do not see the conflict as it's unfolding around you that Arumi has left you. How would you like to continue?
I would give a rallying cry to my men and say, push towards the gate. We must escape. Seek escape. And then I am going to try to lessen the damage as much as possible for my men. Well, they're not really my men, but I kind of taken on that since everyone else pieced out or died. First, I'm going to go for this guy. 23 to hit.
Yeah.
19 damage.
Cool. Which guy was it again?
This one right here.
Yeah, he's dead.
All right. Next is this guy right here. Ooh, that might miss. 16.
Which one was it?
This guy.
Yeah, that hits.
Sweet. 19 damage.
Okay.
And then to create a space with my bonus action, I'll attack that.
You're doing the same thing with your glaive. It looks like for some reason Roll20 switched all the damage dice to the magic damage modifier. It's okay. It's not a big deal. You would have been killing with better rolls.
What the heck is this thing? Oh, because it's supposed. Oh, because it's only giving me 3 damage. It's supposed to be 1d10. Got it. Okay. All right, and then I'll attack this guy here.
Mm-hmm.
I miss.
Okay. And
That
then
stinks.
Dom Neva was actually the one instructed to command these men, but because you're taking the effort, they are going to, they're operating of their own volition. They will try and do as you commanded, but they are frightened.
Right.
So, I'm sorry.
So they have disadvantage. That's true of the soldiers, not the knights. The knights will act normally. Both of those hit. No, one of those hit. 7. Okay. And then the knight will attack as normal. Go ahead, Jisha.
Okay, so this is my last fucking fireball. So I'm gonna put it here, and I'm gonna. What?
Sorry, it was Edgar's turn. It goes to the 10s on my side. Sorry.
You're not sorry.
It is not technically your turn yet.
We're about to get killed by giants.
Yeah, they're going to rush in and dash, heading directly for the subterranean door. The giants go on 1.
No tiny flesh meat can escape now.
I think you get the point, Tim. And
who's that?
it's a barbarian. It's one of the ladies who's impaled their throats.
Oh gosh.
Okay. And then oh, right. The very burnt and very wounded individuals rush up and see that there's a goddamn fucking ogre in the way. And then just off of screen, about 100 or about actually more like 60 feet out, are the hoplites, the really badass looking warriors with shields and spears. They can't get in to fight you. The ogre, however, who is there with you, will fight you. I am going to smash. Waha! Miss. Oh wait, you reckless attacked, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Hit. Take 11 and get pushed back. Done. Now Rapinoe. Oh wait. Sorry. One last thing. Massive fleas jump onto the building. And the riders. I'm just going to leave the riders up on the top.
Oh no.
Actually, when this one comes down, it is going to slam into this guy with the spear. Oh, wow, that's really cool. It missed. Okay, Rapinoe, you're up.
I
see a nice juicy target in this courtyard.
So much worse. It's like I can't see shit over there.
Do you have the ability to fly if you cast a spell?
Hold on, I'm gonna just...
Yeah.
At this point, since the madness is where it's at, I'm just gonna do this.
Oh, thank you. Fucking shit.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not what we should be doing, but I just feel like to avoid the continued. I hate not being able to see anything every time we come to someone's turn.
Well, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell with the.
It's fine. It's fine. Again,
the different heights.
I feel very confident that this fight is going to end the way I had planned it to. It would have been earlier than I anticipated if I had really pressed the metal on the hill giants.
I think I'm gonna have to kill that guy, but oh well. Okay. So I want to center a fireball here.
Okay, so now we have to discuss angle. You're shooting it down underneath and hitting it? Because again, even though you can see does not mean that you can just fire anyway or you want willy-nilly. There's still a map to take into account.
Okay.
So you're firing it like there, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it's going to be 30 feet down. It's going to hit him, and it's going to hit the first line of the veterans. Okay, I'm perfectly fine with that. Go ahead and roll it.
Okay.
I'll just go ahead and remove these guys real quick. I'm pretty sure they're dead. This guy has a fighting chance. I lied, he's dead too. There's no way you can roll less than the amount of damage it would have taken to
30?
kill him. Yeah. You killed him by 4 points.
Okay.
He had to have saved. Okay.
Now, dragon. Fly here. And we'll do... Put him here. Oh, shit. Here. And we will do... I'm sorry, no. Just the breath weapon.
Okay.
For 6 damage.
Absolutely fine.
Should be all these.
I'll take all of it. It's fine. None of them die.
Okay.
Raphael, your turn is done. Domneva, you are inside of the orb. You're going to take 8d10 force damage.
On save though, right?
On save. Go ahead and throw it. So you take 23 points of force damage. No, sorry. No, you take all of it. This is from the Archmage. 21 DC. Are you dead?
Yeah, I'm dead.
Okay.
Damn.
You're not even dead. It's like disintegration, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's disintegrating.
Like it's like there's nothing there.
All right.
Yeah.
Fizzles out.
It goes to 1. The hill giants will step out onto and drop down into the courtyard near the fire.
Yep.
And they'll pick up rocks as they make their way. This one's smashing onto the... they're just breaking the storage facility. They don't care. And they're all going to just throw rocks at the first person they can see, which would be Edgar.
Mm-hmm. Bring it.
You know, I respect that attitude. Rock number 1. Probably. No.
It hits, misses,
Hits.
hits.
13 and 31.
Ayo.
Are you still alive? 54.
Let me. Yes, because I also have 10 hit points.
Cool.
So delete that. So 54 minus 9 equals.
45.
I have 10. 45. Well, I had 55. 54 took me down to 1, and I had 9 temp, so I'm at 10 health.
10 health. There you go. Cool. The gaunts will move against you.
And before that, we got to see what my AC still is.
Oh yeah. It's going to be a 31 half 15, so 15 DC.
Yep,
Yeah, you're fine.
I got it.
Okay, the gaunts will attack. Tentacle.
Last one hits.
Well, there's one more coming. It's for some reason not rolling it. They both attack twice. Miss. Okay. Boom. Boom. It'll be a total of 6 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. Or
health.
I think I'm just gonna go into narrative beats. They kill the exhausted soldier. Like, I don't want to roll a bunch of dice. That's fine. It goes to Inweir.
Oh, but John, when he went to attack the exhausted soldier, guess what? He knocked me unconscious.
Yeah. Fair. Okay.
These
Great.
mounts are up on top of the
they're
wall, right?
They're up on the wall. Yeah.
Okay, so Inweir does like a little run around here, gains some momentum, and leaps on top of the wall.
Love it. 20-foot jump. Easy enough.
He has a 60-foot jump.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And then maul against the one above him.
Okay. You're attacking the rider or the mount?
The mount.
Okay. You flatten the mount out like you were pinching a flea in half. It dies and the rider falls. Roll a D100. Off the cliff.
91. Perfect. This mount.
Okay. Similar hit. Similar damage. And he's just going to fall directly underneath. Okay. Anything else?
No, I don't think so. Would 20 feet falling be enough to do any damage to him?
I mean, yeah, but I'm just putting him there. I don't have to make them fall off. And like, because, yeah.
No, you're good.
The guy falling off the cliff was an instant kill quick. In done 20. The portal does reappear. It appears right near the beacon flame. And out from it step 5 champions with armor and skin like stone. The portal appears to still be open for anyone who's interested, and looking out into it, it looks like the forest to the east is directly behind it. Grimbald is very dead. Another thing on the 20 turn, the mage's turn. You see castings of Dimension Door erupt on the wall to the west, as a single mage and a single archer each appear on the wall on the west. So one mage cast Dimension Door holding the arm of an archer and appeared there. Grimbald's dead. Arumi, you continue running. Really, we're just going to a question for you.
Yeah.
Door 1, or Tunnel 1, Tunnel 2, Tunnel 3, Tunnel 4.
That is what I was looking at now.
Okay, well, if you're thinking about it, don't worry about it. We can skip, and you can just think about it a little bit longer. No, you don't have to answer.
Okay. Can I say that as I'm going, just as precaution, I would like to. Let me go back to my sheet. I would like to throw ball bearings behind me in one of the rooms.
I don't think we're gonna get to you.
That's fine.
You move faster than they do, so it's okay.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, as a precaution,
making them move faster.
Yeah.
All right, Urmi done. Edgar, you're dying. Make a death saving throw.
I can always get a 20. Nope. But I have a success.
On 10. The Blusas, the riders on them, will jump up into the air and descend. One is going to land here and impale the guy behind you. We're at the end point. I'm just working through it at this stage. Sorry. Kind of landing on the wall, on the edge, and killing this guy behind you. This guy gets up and moves over to you. Spear in hand. He will attack you with this. Oh, the wrong guy. There he is. He's going to attack you with this spear, two-handed. It's going to miss. And the other ones will drop down and start murdering people in the courtyard. Cool. Actually, they're going to jump up and attack the draconic spirit and land on it. They have advantage on the attack. 17 and natural 20. Why is that not adding anything to the attack roll?
The crit hits.
That's so weird. There's no bonus to the attack roll. I'm confused. Yeah, that's fine. So this damage plus 23 points of damage.
Total?
So it'll be 38. All right. And then that's it for my 10s, I think. Oh, they're making their way into the sub-basement. The warriors and the hoplites are now on the board. Cool. All right. Rapinoe.
Man, this is pretty demoralizing. I don't think I have anything left. That's gonna be useful.
You got a dimension door, GTFO.
You can go to the scroll pouch and see if there's anything interesting in there that you might want to use.
I did. I've already started digging in it.
Any third level spells that you might want to use for like flavor purposes?
Let me see. Yeah. Do I have to...
It's an action to cast it.
Do I have to say what I'm saying?
No. But if you're casting the spell for flavor purposes, I think that's a satisfactory kind of endpoint here. Ultimately, what's going to happen during the next bit, Dom Neva's ashes fall to the ground in the field out afar, as the mage has kind of dealt with that matter above. Raphael, the knights stand near you as you pull up the scroll, looking down at it, tears kind of welling the corners of your eyes, and you cast a spell speaking words in Janaran language directly to the city of Penford. As the knights stand bravely and fight against these abominations, a massive rock comes slamming and just crushes you, blasting you out from existence as one of the hill giants gets an angle and takes the shot. Edgar's body just straining to be alive as the soldiers nearby are being hacked to death by these abominations, is impaled by one of the champions who looks down at you. The last fleeting bit of your life, Edgar, you see the one who is leading the forces against you in your failure. You failed Grimbald on the field of battle. And he grins. Inwire, you are fighting for the longest time, smashing these fleas off and knocking them aside. Eventually the hill giants realize that this is the case and move directly over to you and kind of start crawling up and grabbing at you. Your rage runs out, and there's a moment of temporary weakness where they're able to bludgeon you to death, outright destroying you. In the shadows, Arumi, not aware of what's going on above you, you do hear some sounds of distance behind you. One comical sound of a guy, whoa, 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 as he hits the ball bearings. You elect and choose. And this is where I will force you to make a choice. 1, 2, 3, or 4 for the tunnels.
The old one, which I think was 3. The old tunnel.
You enter into the tunnel passageway, the old escape tunnel, and run for some distance. Eventually you lose breath and kind of stop for a second, place your hand against the stone wall, and breathe. You kind of then stop, realize there's no sounds, and just kind of start moving more cautiously and quietly, not knowing what's up ahead. As you make your way to the end of the tunnel, exit out into the forest, and can see that the sky is bright blue above beyond the trees, and there's nothing besides bird sounds around you. You have a faint idea of how to get from here to the road that leads to Penford, and you make your way. And that is where we'll end the session, the last stand of Lavidia. The scout Arumi has made it out safely, Everyone else has fallen in combat at the fort. But a valiant stand nonetheless. And thank you for watching those that did. I'm going to stop the stream. And for you, the patrons, I will explain so that no one else sees what this means and what happens next. Thank you for watching.
Bye.